This is the Don and Mike Show. Want to participate in a Don and Mike Show contest? How about this? You or a member of your household can only win once for 60 days. You must comply with any age limitations for each contest. For complete contest rules, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the mighty WJFK, P.O. Box 3649, Washington, D.C. 20007. Thank you, and God bless.
Everybody loves Don and Mike.
God, you're ugly.
Weekend's here. Have a can of beer.
You know what? This is crap. We're going to stop this. We're just going to stop this.
No. Mike might stop, but we ain't stopping.
God, you're ugly.
Well, hey, you're bald.
Joe.
I'd rather be ugly than bald, Dr. Phil. How about that? How about them apples?
Tell Beth Ann not to laugh at you.
Beth Ann, don't laugh at me.
She's only encouraging you.
Better for her to laugh than to cry.
So says you.
Well, that's true.
Please tell this to Beth Ann.
Chili Willy.
Here is my message to Beth Ann before we start the show, Friday, Joe.
Yes. Okay.
Pass this on from me to her.
From Don to Chili Willy.
Tomorrow is promised to no one.
Tomorrow is promised to no one.
Good day, sir.
Good day.
Good day.
I said good day.
I said good day. Okay, so Joe's thing is there.
Yes.
And before we start the show, oh gosh, so much paperwork to get to.
Wrapping up the week?
No, we've got some Mike DMV paperwork to get to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't be sharing this, but I have many questions. I'm hoping that I'll get my questions answered.
Maybe we can help.
We'll do in this climate of cover-ups and indictments.
Yep.
I think it's very important to share my driving record.
Especially after yesterday talking, or the day before, whenever it was.
I think it was Wednesday, yeah.
When Bart was on the phone about the whole thing with points, Mike got a letter from the DMV.
I was sitting over here feeling so superior, listening to Don lecture his son, and then listening to him talk about his clean driving record for 7 years, and I was just sitting there going, boy, well, he really should straighten up with that driving. And lo and behold, I got home and a little visit from DMV in my mailbox.
Oh, dear.
And also about Bart. When I'm coming to work today, I get a call from him. He's like, Dad, how are you? And I said, how are you, I'm fine. How are you? He said, I've been better. Oh. Now, that could be anything. Right. That could mean, I said, what's going on? Really, down there in South Carolina, he's a smart boy. My kid's a smart boy. But something down there, something down south of the Mason-Dixon line,
maybe in the water,
makes his brain turn more to jelly. He's out.
That would be college.
He's out with one of his good friends. It might be college, but really, a lot of it is just Mike. I still love the old stereotype about the South.
I like to stereotype the South as well, but it may be just the college thing.
And it's my son, and it's my wife's alma mater, but still. It's redneck city. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So he's out with his friend Chris, and here's what he said to me. I said, why have you not had a great day? He said, Chris and I are driving to Anderson, it's a town near Clemson, to get their Halloween costumes for the big party.
Oh,
I said,
great.
Yes. And what's the problem? He said, well, we ran out of gas. I said, whose car are you driving? He said, Chris's car. I said, okay. So what are you doing right now? He said, I walked a mile to the gas station and gave them my driver's license, and they gave me the can, and I'm walking back to the car with the can of gas. That's why he was not having the greatest day. And I said, well, all right, I'll talk to you later. Okay. About 20 minutes later, phone rings. I see it's him. I go, how you doing? And he said, well, I'm not doing as bad as before, but we got a problem. I said, what's the problem? He said, I got back to Chris, the guy with the car. He walked a mile back. As it turns out, the guy, Chris, had tried to start the car repeatedly, even though it had no gasoline in it.
Oh, dear.
Because he wanted to try to meet Bart halfway.
Sure.
So Bart arrived there with a can of gas, and then the battery was dead. Because the idiot had sat there for a half hour going... And it was
So far, I'm not blaming your son for any of this.
No. Oh, no. I'm just saying... It's just a motoring story. That's all it is, Mike.
Because if I was to blame your son, that would mean I'd run out of gas on my way home tonight.
No, he wasn't driving, but he certainly, I just said to him with him and his friend, I said, you're Dumb and Dumber. And he said, well, which one am I? I said, does it really matter? Yeah, okay, you're the guy with the chipped tooth. Okay, does that make you
need
happy?
to get them a mini bike.
You're the guy with the gas
They need to trade that car on a mini bike.
And then Hold on, one more thing before we start the show. I got this from my other kid, from Amy.
Oh, yeah.
As it turns out, she has some stuff from my early career in radio.
All right.
Let me see. This is from 1980, and it's from the Washington Post. Geronimo is here to stay. Radio, as they say, is in his blood. It is with such dubious self-praise that this area's cleverest radio DJ.
There you go.
Don Geronimo keeps nighttime airwaves crackling at top 40-style WPGC.
Yep.
Now in his 6th year of entertaining patter, Geronimo's act is one acceptance with the audience he wants. Quote, I've always been #1 with teens. And I was only beaten once in getting the biggest teen audience.
Listen to you.
Then it goes on, but here's the part. I was reading this to Mike before the show. And I know that you would like this, Mike. Let me see. Again, this is 25 years ago. Okay?
So here it comes.
25 years ago. But Geronimo says he will not be leaving Washington. The stop is permanent. I love the station. I love the music. And with good reason. Geronimo, who grew up in Rockville, Maryland, remembers getting excited at age 9 about WPGC radio. His favorite jock was its legendary, zany, unpredictable, and slick Harv Moore.
Harv Moore,
Yay.
the morning mayor.
Geronimo called more frequently, won several radio contests, and often bicycled in to spend Saturday mornings watching Moore work at the Bladensburg studios.
Come on over here, little Donnie's pedaling furiously to get to the studio. This is Harv Moore, your morning mayor. Donnie, how soon can you get here? I'll keep the door unlocked for you. Of course, you know, no one in the station on a Saturday morning, bright and early. Just take your little Schwinn orange crate and pedal violently over here.
You're killing me. There we go. You kill me because, you know, Mike has loved making that as if I'm Dakota Fanning and Harv Moore is me.
There it is. You're on the paper.
And I don't know if I had ever had anything about this actually in proof. So that's from 25 years ago.
Oh, that's great.
And
nobody writing you off in that article or anything like that?
No. That's before I started working with you, Mike.
That's when they started writing us off 20 years ago.
Isn't that the last favorable press you got in the Post?
Yes. And look at that. DJ's act has won acceptance.
Oh, that's good.
You got to frame that.
Same headphones.
You're right.
Well, not the same pair. But
same
but
brand.
the same style.
Same brand. Okay. Anyway, thank you for sending that in to me, Amy. That was funny to read on
Pick
there.
me up some coffee and donuts, Donnie. I'll be waiting for you. Looking forward to it. There's my little guy.
There never was
right up here on my lap.
There never was any touching. It was Mike. Let me just say this. It was always
shake hands with your Uncle Harv.
It was always good touch.
Good touch.
It was always good touch.
He was your mentor.
See, what Mike likes taking is this beautiful story, which is really very nice.
Story of your mentor.
When I was a little kid, I would call this station in D.C., and I bugged them all the time. And I would call the program, I'm 9 years old, and I would call the program director in his office, and I would say stuff to him like, your disc jockey played the wrong record today at 3:15. Mm-hmm. And he would say, what do you mean? And I remember exactly saying, well, I know that every day at 3:15 you either play Pillow Talk by Sylvia or Cover of the Rolling Stone by Dr. Hook. And he played Nice to Be With You by Gallery. And I'm positive he played the wrong record at the wrong time. And after about 3 of those calls from a little 9-year-old kid, Harv Moore, who was the program director, actually went back and checked. And
hot in here, hot in the studio, Donnie. Isn't there a chance you'd like to slip out of that jacket and shirt?
Darn if I wasn't right.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the next thing you know, I'm there on Saturday morning.
Why don't you come up to the roof with me, up to the sun deck? We'll lotion up and get a little sun.
There was no sun deck at WPGC, you know that.
No problem at all, little Donnie. Come on in there. Where's your bicycle? Put it in the trunk of my car. We're going to go for a drive in the country. How about a picnic?
Never happened, Mike.
I got fresh watermelons. Checkerboard blanket, fried chicken. We'll go out and look at the... Let's go cow tipping.
The morning mayor.
The morning mayor, Harv Moore.
Harv Moore. The boy next door, Harv Moore. All right, let me see. Oh, it's almost Halloween.
Yes.
All Hallows Eve.
You know what that means. So let's start the show with a word from our good friend, Billy Castle.
Good.
Come in. William Castle, the producer of this motion picture, has a question for you.
There we go. Here's the question.
Do you believe in ghosts? Some people believe in them. Others do not.
Joe.
Personally, I do. And I feel sure that when you leave this theater, you too will believe in ghosts. When you came in, you were given a special ghost viewer like this.
You know, I hear something in the back. Is he going to the bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hear something in the background.
He's actually, when the camera angle is looking at his back, and he's turning to the camera over his right shoulder.
The prostate thing.
I understand.
So if you got that mental picture, you can enjoy this now. You can pretend like you're in the theater.
There you go. Thank you, Mike.
He's old. He goes a lot.
Here's how it works. Would you please change the color of the screen? Thank you. You must only use it when the screen changes to this kind of a bluish color. Then you raise the viewer to your eyes, and you look at the screen through it.
Okay.
If you believe in ghosts,
I do.
you look through the red part of the viewer.
Okay, I am.
If you do not believe in ghosts,
How about you, Mike?
you look through the blue part. Would you please change the color again? Thank you.
Okay.
Now, when the screen resumes its normal color, like this, remove the viewer from in front of your eyes
Yes, sir.
until the next time the screen becomes blue.
Gotcha.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes, William.
If someone sits down next to you during the picture, it would be helpful if you would show him or her how the viewer should be used. And remember, if you believe in ghosts, look through the red part.
Right.
If you don't believe in ghosts,
Okay.
look through the blue.
Okay.
Happy haunting. Goodbye for now. Shall we go?
You know what? This is crap. We're going to stop this. We're just going to stop this.
The Don and Mike Show.
William Castle.
Oh, and I should mention as well that we didn't have the timpani today, but the good news is that yesterday we came on the air with
Hi there.
28 affiliate stations.
How many we have today?
28. Hey!
Hello.
No news is good news.
You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
There we go. Let's open the door. I know this is the second time this week I've gone Soul Patrol on your ass. You just have to deal with it.
I like it.
It's the great late Jackie Wilson and Higher and Higher. Rob, you always saw that Rita Coolidge did the original on that, right?
I thought so, yeah.
Was Rita Coolidge Jewish?
What? No.
No, she was. Are you Jewish?
What about you?
Well, not entirely.
What's the fraction?
Like a ratio?
Yes.
Yeah. Roughly.
Yeah.
I mean, just for mathematical purposes.
Yes.
16. Are you listening, listeners? 16 over 128.
Hi, it's me, Super Jew.
Mr. Excitement, Jackie Wilson. And good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Guilfoyle and all the ships at sea.
There you. Hey, way to mention our main man, Paul Guilfoyle. You know who he is, Buzz? Yeah, he's brass. And you know what he is? He is the spoke that keeps the CSI wheel going.
That's right. Paul Guilfoyle.
That's right. As always, last night, the last 10 minutes of CSI, he's got to come in and clean up Grissom's mess.
Mess, as William Castle would say.
I wish he was in every CSI.
That's the muscle.
What have they always told you? What have they always said?
What have we always said?
Never trust a man named Scooter. So says Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara. Hi, Scooter.
Thank you, Rob, and hello, and thank you for listening, everybody. This is the Don and Mike Show, and it's a new episode of this Friday, Mike.
Friday.
Right. 102805.
Hi, Don and Mike. Buzz Burbank here.
No, he's not retarded.
Buzz ain't retarded. He's just happy. That's right. His wife's out of town. You can call us from anywhere in America at 877-365-3636. From Canada, from Mexico. Anywhere on the internet where you can't use 877, call 800-636-1067. And on Free FM. Formerly known as WJFK. Call 202-432-1067. You know, the company has made history, actually, with this Free FM thing. Right? They've killed JFK twice.
Isn't that great?
I mean, the first time
Very
was in
clever.
Listen, thank you. Anyway, we're on the internet. Go to DonandMikeWebsite.com.
Stream.
Click on Listen Live, and you'll be sent, I believe the link there is to Radiomat.com.
Radiomat.
Then you find a bunch of stations we're on, like Las Vegas and Pittsburgh and here in D.C., and and you click and you listen on your computer, and that's the name of that tune.
William Castle enjoys the stream.
As many stations as we can get in the theater.
28. Oh, and also wanted to mention just a brief highlight to the local football team, your Washington Redskins. Who says that we're not team players? That our station, WJFK, broadcasts the Redskins here in D.C. And now we'd like to spotlight our Redskin of the Week. And maybe you saw this on Sports Center. Maybe you saw this on your local news. Here is my man, Clinton Portis. Clinton Portis.
Very good, Portis.
Clinton Portis.
What's the inspiration for this one, Clinton?
I told you heard of Vampire in Brooklyn? Well, I'm Jerome from D.C., and we're going up to New York this weekend, and, I'm going to be there. I just told you.
If he dresses like that in New York, he's on his own.
I should explain what Clinton Portis is wearing. He has on like a skull cap.
Right.
And then he has a Zorro mask on.
All right.
And he also has gold teeth in. And he has the big, gigantic, oversized Pee Wee Herman funny sunglasses. Those are up on his head. And he's got some kind of costume that he's wearing underneath this. And when he comes up to the podium yesterday at Redskins Park, they say, "Who are you?" And he announces he is Jerome from Southeast D.C. That's what this is all about.
Excellent. Only when he's lined up on the field will we protect him.
Going in there won't be easy. We know this is a divisional league, and they have a lot going on around them. We know this game is going to be special to them. So
Crazy Clinton Portis.
We're prepared to fight.
Just go to ESPN.com and
prepared to fight. I heard that.
And just look at the picture of the outfit.
See this.
Looks like something that George Clinton would throw up.
I like that.
Looks like something George Clinton's dog would poop.
I think we need more of that in the NFL.
More outfits?
Yes, more outfits.
I disagree.
More goofy outfits.
I think the NBA's taken the right stand. Doggone it.
No bling. Hide your bling.
I think all the athletes should be clean-shaven, wear a short-sleeve shirt, and a clip-on necktie.
We want you all to look like Denny's managers.
Hey, would that be so bad, Mike? Would that really be so
bad? Wouldn't it be great if everybody dressed like that?
No, and wouldn't it be great if athletes dressed like that and the guys at Denny's would get to wear fur coats and everything to work?
Oh, boy, I tell you, it might improve both businesses.
Wouldn't that be? Wouldn't that?
Well, as I should say,
that'd be something.
Might improve both businesses.
What if the Denny's managers wore those gray silk pajamas like that center wore?
Oh, the guy who's now the center for the Washington Redskins.
His name escapes me. It eludes me.
I don't know. He kind of looks like Lurch from the Addams Family.
Like Gosh, Josh.
No, it's
like
E.
One syllable.
It starts with E. His last name starts with E. Yeah, when Rob and I went with the Ravens,
right,
2 or 3 years ago on that team plane, where Rob hoarded out some of those items on eBay.
That hat's still available.
They were nice. The Ravens hat didn't sell?
No,
sell?
it's a 7-day auction.
Not that hard to believe.
7 days? What's it up to?
Like $15 or $18.
Hold on.
I think people ought to try harder.
The second Ravens hat. I forgot you had a second Ravens hat you were hoarding. Anyway, we were on the way. We were on the team plane. Like, what the hell are Rob and I doing on a freaking Baltimore Ravens charter plane with the team?
You were telling the coach your name was Stu Nahan.
I did. I did when Brian Billick came down the alley. He said, "And you are?" I looked him right there and I said, "I'm Stu Nahan."
Oh, God. And anyway, did he get the joke?
No, they lost the game. I mean, so his mind was elsewhere.
Right.
But there was one player for the Ravens who was wearing a suit that seriously looked like it was PJs. It was like silk PJs, except it was a real suit. And Rob and I,
real suit jacket?
Yeah, but it was PJ material.
Right.
And anyway, they ended up trading the guy to the Redskins. Hey, Buzz, did you find a picture of Clinton Portis?
Yeah, I'm getting to the link now. I'll get back to you as soon as I've got it showing.
Okay.
Hurry up and let us know.
All right.
Because you've got to see it. And Buzz, incidentally,
yes,
you just you're on top of the world, aren't you? Right now,
I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Pretty happy.
Which is making you more happy, the wife being out of town or the Scooter Libby indictment?
That's a pull, but I'm going to have to go with the wife.
And she's off to her high school reunion.
Yes, in Kansas City.
Oh, hold on, Mike. Look at the picture of Clinton Portis there. There you go. Buzz found it. Buzz found it at Redskins.com.
Here's the video.
Okay, you see, it's like I don't know what it is. It's a Zorro-type mask. Don't worry about the video, Buzz. I've already played it.
It does not seem to make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
What's the inspiration for this one, Clinton?
Told you heard the vampire in Brooklyn? Well, I'm Jerome from D.C., and we're going up to New York this weekend, and, I'm going to be there. I just told you.
Yeah, there he is. My man, Clint Emporius.
He looks like he's having a good time. Who doesn't like to dress up on Halloween?
It's Halloween.
Stop that, for God's
Stop
sake.
saying!
So your wife is off to her mom's house.
Yeah, she's out of town.
And I happen to know that you'll be spending at least part of your weekend whoring it. And let me explain that. Yesterday, I happened on a conversation between a couple of our happy, perky coworkers. Out in the hallway, I'm walking by and I hear a Buzz talking up Rob. And Buzz is saying something about satellite dishes. So my ears perk up because I'm thinking Buzz is talking TV with Rob. As it turns out, Buzz, who has mocked Rob as much as you and I have.
Yes, he has.
For Rob whoring us out and selling our stuff on eBay.
Right.
Buzz, now I finally put two and two together. Buzz is now working on a plan with Rob where Buzz is going to be selling his crap through Rob, which of course means that our valued listeners, once again, get whored out now.
You mean we'll have an opportunity to own some of the finest merchandise available on the web today?
Precisely. Just like Blue Oyster Cult sang, I am the agent of fortune. Good fortune.
I immediately have a question.
Yes.
Buzz, this is for you.
All right.
What is the percentage?
We haven't worked out the details yet.
Let me tell you something about this young man.
I know how much he's going to clean up here.
Way to go, Rob.
Here's what happened. In my search for the Dick Biondi tapes last week.
By the way, we take our percentage after fees, Buzz.
How's that?
We'll talk.
All right.
Yeah, just familiarize yourself with the front end and the back end.
So I had to clean out a storeroom, and I have assembled some of the finest home electronics equipment known to man.
Yeah.
And
gently used.
You know what?
It's going to be priced to move.
It's acceptable from him. It's not acceptable from you, Buzz.
I just have to get rid of the stuff. It's taking up room. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the percentage.
Remember that thought. He doesn't care about the money so much.
I really don't.
Do what I do.
What's that?
Every time I have a DVD player or like a VHS player, something that's outdated, what I do is I ship it to Bangladesh or wherever, or Ethiopia or wherever, or the tsunami victims.
Yeah, no, they have a different video format.
That's why you have on every piece of electronics in your house, drop in any mailbox for guaranteed return.
I can't tell you, that tsunami thing happened. I sent a busted toaster down.
It was amazing, and hopefully they found some use.
Blender.
Lots of starving people watching Ocean's 12.
It was terrific.
Hey, all right, I had a couple extra copies, but I didn't sell them.
That's right.
I sent them down.
Good for you.
Anyway, you should be ashamed of yourself, buddy.
You can make rafts out of audio tape. I watched the movie Castaway.
Buzz, you should be proud because you're helping others by helping yourself.
Exactly. That's the way I look at it.
Well, let us know what that percentage is going to be, unless it's confidential.
Hello, Don and Mike show. There's nothing confidential on this show, Mike.
The only thing that has confidence is the bidding.
Shut up. Hello. Don and Mike show. Hello.
Hi, the Raven player you're talking about was Ethan Brooks. He's the offensive lineman.
That's him, Ethan Brooks.
And his silk pajamas.
That might not be the guy that traded the Redskins. I think it is, but you're right. It was Ethan Brooks. Remember, because the name was an E thing?
Yeah.
He's just a big horse of a man, but wearing this thing, it was like, God, your mommy let you out dressed like that?
Did he have socks on?
No. Hard shoes, no socks.
Very good.
And like a Deion Sanders suit, except it was made out of silk. And
I bet it was comfy.
And he's a big white guy. Yeah, you just can't pull it off, man.
Right.
Some things the white man cannot do.
Hey, you like my suit? Yeah. Okay, just wiggle your finger.
Hello, Don and Mike show. Hello.
Yeah, it's you.
All right. Hello. You're on the air.
Seems to be a distraction in the car. A little baby
calling.
Hello. Is Mommy there?
Hello, person. You're on the air.
I hope this is not one of those stories you hear about, 2-year-old Johnny Numbnuts got behind the wheel today in Mom's car and went out for a spin on the highway.
Could happen if somebody had us on speed dial. Hello?
Hello, little Johnny. Yeah.
Yes, you're there. It's you.
Hold on. Didn't we hear a kid in the background?
We did. Clearly.
Hello?
Hello?
Unbelievable.
Mother of the year. Hello.
Yeah, what can we do for you?
Hi there. Who's driving? You or the kid?
I had a question for Buzz.
Wait, now hold on a second.
Slow down, honey.
We have a question for you first.
Who's driving?
I'm driving.
Do you know how long we waited before you realized you were on the air?
But the screener didn't come back on until I was going to be on the air. He just said, hold on.
Yeah, right.
Hold on?
Hold on. Well, here you are. And how's that?
Went to your website.
You went to our website? Thank you.
Buzz.
Yes.
Sure. Was handsome, somewhat.
And now the phone is dropping out, which is nice.
I'm not getting that.
What was that, Mommy Dearest?
Buzz's picture was handsome.
My picture was handsome.
Handsome.
Resembles the one-armed killer in the movie The Fugitive, and that was disturbing.
Okay, you know, that was,
I know that guy.
That was almost worth it. Buzz, that was not a compliment.
That was not a compliment.
Disturbing, I think, in a good way.
That was
that guy.
The one-armed
man. That was such a handsome man.
I'm looking for beautiful lady in Chicago.
She might as well have said you look like the guy from Quiz Show.
I've got a prize.
Is that John Turturro?
John Turturro.
I've got a prize for her.
Slow down, Tiger.
That is too good.
Slow down, Tiger.
Boy, you are wound up. Right. Look at that. There, he's unhinging his jaw again.
There he goes. Well, he's got the Buzz, and really, isn't it nice? I mean, the fact that your wife is having a safe trip out to the Midwest.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful traveling weather.
And what will you do?
I don't know.
He's not only grinning like a Cheshire cat. He's grinning like the Cheshire cat after it had kittens.
4 hours on the radio, and then, for goodness sakes, how you going to fill the time? Hi there.
Hey.
So, let's just get this out right away.
Okay.
We going to cry today?
Not at all.
Good. That's good.
Feeling strong today?
Very strong.
Remember, no crying in radio.
The Pamprin helped then.
Oh, and
well, actually, I took the mite off. A little Vagisil would do me.
There you go. Just a dab will do you, Beth Ann.
Just on the pancakes.
And I have so much.
Who was that pimply intern that I met today?
Oh, isn't he nice?
Yeah, but who is he?
I think his name is Kevin. I'm really not sure.
Okay. Here's just a bit of advice. I said this to him in person, and I will say it to him now on the radio. He's a very nice young college kid,
right?
Pimply faced and everything, and he couldn't be nicer. He walked up and he said, "I've been here a month and I've never met you." And I said, "I don't even know who you are."
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, it's nice to meet you." And Beth Ann was standing right there. And then as I left the office that they were in, I walked into our office, and Beth Ann could not see me. And I looked at the intern and I said to him, Beth Ann can really show you around the station. And I went like this.
And he was making some vulgar hand.
Right. I said,
but I could just tell by the pimply-faced intern that something was going on because his eyes got real wide.
Right.
And I poked my head around the corner, and there was John with his hand moves.
She saw a little, just a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And then the kid said,
you're making some sort of hand gesture like you're threading a needle?
Yeah, right. It's almost like you give the okay sign. Then what you want to do is take the index finger on your other hand. You make the okay sign with your left hand.
I'm watching.
And you make the index finger on your right hand.
Yeah, what do you do?
Right through the middle of the okay sign.
I've seen that one before.
Draw it through, yes.
Now I know what that means.
But Beth Ann, how did it get to the part where he said that he's got a little thing?
Because I asked him.
Right.
That's right.
This is his tragic mistake.
Yeah, I said, listen.
Beth Ann is playing along with us, right? Because she comes around the corner and she sees that I'm giving him the thing going like, and Beth Ann said, "Oh, sure, I'll have sex with you. Do you have a big?"
Yeah.
And
the guy big concern with her apparently.
And the boy, the pimply-faced boy, says, "Well, no, really, I don't."
I know, and that was so sweet.
And I said to him, "Listen, son. Anytime a woman asks you, even if she's kidding, if she asks if you've got a big one, say you've got a big one." And he said, "Well, okay." And I said, let's try this again. And Beth Ann asked him again, and he said, "Well, I just really hate to lie."
Oh.
You know.
He'll go nowhere in this business.
Yeah, this boy is never going to make it.
And he won't get to the highest levels of government. I mean, that's just a tragedy.
It was a funny moment.
He is a nice kid.
It was funny, from Miss Uptight back there, and good for you for playing
along. Nice to see that both of you were reading the manual, or saw the videotape, I should say.
I didn't go right into that. I said, "Hey, listen, after what you do tonight, my phone numbers are on the employee list. You need a copy. Take it home with you.
Yeah.
Call at any time. I'll have my cell phone on. I'll have my phone right beside my bed. You give me a call."
And then she said, "Incidentally, do you have a big?"
Right.
And he looked right at her. He said, "No, I don't. No, I don't."
Sweet. It just made me love him more, and hope he calls.
How old would we estimate him to be?
He looks like he's 12, and I'm not kidding.
He's really got to be. He's got to be 18 to be an intern to be in college.
Yeah, he is. Maybe he's 18 or 19.
But given the size of his genitals, he seems well suited for management.
Absolutely.
But yeah, here's why I'm calling you. Do we have an update on the Don and Mike fighting gutter balls on our bowling team? A couple of weeks ago, we had said that we'd like to do that, and that people should email us at
they have, yeah.
at the website.
Yeah, you've been challenged.
Okay, well,
who's challenged us, BA?
Yeah,
probably about 15 teams in the general area.
Anybody cool?
They all seem cool, but they're ready to...
That gay team challenges?
Any what?
The gay team, did they challenge us again?
No gay teams.
No gay teams. We would like to schedule that sometime soon, like maybe before Thanksgiving. Yeah, if we could get a night when we can get some people from a local bowling team, we'll go out to the bowling alley. Just the only thing, I'm going to say this in Pig Latin.
I won't understand it.
One.
One.
Do you follow that?
Yeah.
Beth Ann?
Yeah. Okay.
E.G. Pay Auni K.
I don't know.
Ute Arfe.
Can't you just tell me off the air?
Ute Inky Stay. Ike May. Amon K.
Ande. Ie Ible. Ine. Anassus May. Okay.
Ushete.
Understand,
Okay. No, but okay.
No, you don't. You know, there are so many things you have to learn, dear girl.
Yes.
You've got to learn Pig Latin.
Udge Itty say Orfe Oling Bay. Irk Bay.
Urshay.
Antilly Shay.
Urshay. Eston Ray. Or even in Ireland May.
You want to bowl close to here.
One.
Otne Ireland May. Ease play. Erst fade I'm tay.
Montgomery May Auni K. Amon K. Itway Oak A. Ockville Ray.
Eltway Bay.
Eaton Way.
Eltway Bay.
Amon K.
Woodrow Ilson Way. Idgebray.
Yeah, Ackup Bay.
Affic Tray.
Listen, I'll speak regular.
Happy Cray Affic Tray.
Ushray Hourray.
I'll speak regular.
All A Day.
Anywhere's fine except PG County.
Okay. I don't even know where that is, so...
Right. Keep it that way.
Do you want me to just...
And, of course, no offense to anyone in Prince George's County, Maryland. I'm kidding, of course. I hope our first match is in Prince George's County. And if I am wrong, may I be struck by lightning at this moment.
Do you guys want to pick who you want to play first, or you just want me to pick it?
All's Church Fay.
Falls Church.
Convenience K Ute Uye. Ethan Bay.
She doesn't. Just tell her you want it convenient to you.
I said convenient to her.
You were saying convenient
K
to
Ute Urhe. Is a convenient K Ute Ime.
Ethan Bay.
Everyone A.
I'll try to get everyone.
Ethan Bay. Evie Hay. Oflay. Iriad Pay. Idol May.
I understood that.
Menstruation May.
Uddy Blay.
Thank God they.
Amponte.
As long as we don't play this weekend. Huh?
What about then?
As long as we don't play this weekend, it should be okay.
Otex K.
See, we were right. Were we right about that? Now, can we get to the bottom of that medical miracle?
Saiv say.
What medical miracle?
What you were saying, in essence, when you said we couldn't play this weekend, is that because your friend is visiting.
Will be.
He'll stay Erdle
Like clockwork.
Abspay, Old Bay, After A.
Hold on, I can't. Hold on, I can't have a conversation with her in one language, and you guys, I'm not smart enough. Let me just focus on her, because what she's...
Ishe, Udshe, Ixpay, Igpay, Attenlay.
What she's saying, though, is in essence a validation for her crying yesterday. That in fact, that thing that we thought it was is what it was. The girl thing.
Aren't you guys always right?
EMS
about that, yes. Because I want to tell you this. In that regard, we're like dogs. We can smell it. Okay?
You know,
it doesn't smell.
Not that there is an odor issue.
Well, not just discernible to the average human nostril.
Right. I can walk into a room immediately and say, 3 women out of 10.
It always assisted us in our other moonlighting job.
Which was?
Killing vampires.
I'm sure you've heard of. I'm sure
it's kind of a Halloween reference.
Yeah,
I'm
very
sure
good
you've
one,
heard of vampire. Here is a guy dressed like a vampire.
What's the inspiration for this one, Clint?
Told you heard of Vampire in Brooklyn? Well, I'm Jerome from D.C., and we're going up to New York this weekend, and, I'm going to be there.
It's like Rob's nightmare of how a black guy dresses. In Rob's mind, that might as well be a picture of Denzel Washington. And to Rob, that's every brother. That's
There
every
he
black
is.
guy.
I don't trust anyone in a disguise.
All right, B.A., well, then we will check back with you at some point to find out about the bowling thing.
Oh, today?
No, dummy, not today.
In the 4 o'clock hour.
Yeah, I mean, like next week.
Okay, that'll
Okay.
be fun. I'll be waiting for the call.
Okay, guys.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye now.
She'll need a ball.
I'll assist her with that.
With what?
The bowling thing. I'm the biggest bowler on the show right now. I've done more bowling than anybody else on this show has done since we stopped bowling.
That's true.
And I actually know some of the good lanes.
How are your scores? Up?
Not since that one great game I had when we were doing it. Remember that one game where the guy gave me the tutorial?
Yep, 122.
You guys ever? Come on now, be honest. You ever bowl a 200?
I did once.
You're lying. You ever get a patch for it?
You took that patch from the back room.
That was a great moment. That was one of our best moments in bowling is when Don just finds this patch lying back in this room where we were waiting.
And it says like 200 game. And it's like something that a professional would get. I brought it home.
Like 250 or something like that.
Yeah, it might have been even better than 200. I brought it home and said to Frida, please sew this on my bowling shirt.
Isn't 300 a perfect score?
Yes.
Anything close?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
300, like in the 290s?
280.
Good for you. That's a good game.
Yeah.
You bowled a 280?
Yeah.
When did you bowl 280?
With my kids one day.
Was it duck pen or real?
No, but it had the little bumpers on the side.
Oh, okay.
That's a joke.
No one's ever bowled a 280 in duck pin. The scores are lower.
Hello. Don and Mike show.
Crazy.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, I figured you guys might offend some horse soccer mom if you send Joe out as a priest carrying pictures of little boys. So to be on the safe side, you might want to give him some pictures of Dakota Fanning.
Yeah, because little girls are legal.
Right. Okay, listen, idea guy, please leave it to us. And, yeah, I was going to say thank you for calling, but no. Thank you for
Well, I believe he may have had a personal agenda.
Friday is the day that we were supposed to decide what Joe's costume would be for his annual Monday trick or beer situation. As it turns out, there's no room for debate. We had to make the choice late in the show yesterday. We're going with our first instinct. Joe on Monday will be trick or beering with his little red wagon dressed as a priest, and we are going to get pictures of some of the cutest child actors, and we're going to plaster them on him.
Yes, all male. It's not funny if it's female. It's all male.
It's got to be like the kid from Jerry Maguire, and the kid from The Sixth Sense, and the fat kid from 2.5 Men.
And maybe even a picture of some of the old movie trailers from Stand By Me.
How about Timmy from Lassie?
You know what? Perfectly acceptable.
You can find a
famous child stars.
Sexy Beaver Cleaver.
The Little Rascals could be used. No, the Little Rascals were not exclusively male, correct?
No, but you could get the males. You could get the.
All you need is really Spanky.
Of course. And with the Bradys, you'd have to have all three.
Timmy.
Yeah.
From Lassie, right? And then...
Well, who was the youngest Brady?
Oh, see, Timmy wasn't a Brady, Mike. Is that what you were saying? Gosh, it was,
who was the one?
Bobby, Greg, and Peter.
Bobby.
Yeah. Bobby Brady.
Ernie Douglas.
Or Jim Douglas.
No. None of the My Three Sons boys are cute enough.
No, you don't think?
No, they've got to be cute.
Tim Considine in his day, but...
He's not cute. Not cute.
Not cute.
Buzz?
Jody from Family Affair.
Yep. Buffy's brother.
Is he dead or alive?
He's alive.
He's alive.
Selling computers.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
How about Cubby from Mickey Mouse Club?
Cubby.
Okay, why don't we just put the time machine all the way in reverse? Let's see if we can come up with anything remotely from this century. God damn you.
From Silent Pictures? Jackie Coogan, perhaps?
Cubby.
The boy from Finding Neverland. The British actor.
And he's also in the new Wonka.
Yep.
Same boy.
Yep.
Boy.
Oh,
yeah, he's hot.
You can never go wrong with... never go wrong with Macaulay Culkin and Emmanuel Lewis.
Yeah, you can't. No, absolutely still famous.
And then there's the half man from 2.5 Men.
Yeah, right. I said that kid. Right.
Now you've gone too far.
That boy. Oh, he's sexy too, Buzz.
Robert Eiler.
And with the internet and a simple printer.
No, Robert Eiler from The Sopranos.
AJ.
Oh,
yeah, hey.
AJ.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
Perhaps something from that pool scene.
Right. That pool scene that you like so bad.
That would work very well.
Okay, so we will handle all of that. on Monday with Joe, but we do have the whole thing ready, the costumes ready. That's Monday. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Hey, Don and Mike, if you're going to go old school child actors, what about a good picture of Wally and Beaver Cleaver?
Yeah, I've already said the sexy Beaver Cleaver. But really, if you want to talk sexy, and I'm going to go way old school here, also from Leave It to Beaver, I'd have to say Larry Mondello.
Yeah. No, I thought you were going to go with Eddie Haskell. I really thought you were going to go.
Eddie Haskell would be the popular choice, Mike.
Yeah, a little too mature. Almost so mature as to perhaps have had a relationship with Mrs. Cleaver.
With June
Cleaver.
With Larry, there's more cushion for the pushing.
Yeah, I think there's, many times when Eddie Haskell was schmoozing and tried to help Mrs. Cleaver with her brownies.
Oh, the brownies.
Because you know that Eddie Haskell was giving Mrs. Cleaver the high hard one.
Oh, he was such an abhorrent personality that she never would have allowed him to be around unless he was...
And Wally and Beaver were so freaking stupid. Eddie would say something like, hey, go on upstairs and study. I'm going to be down here helping your mom do the dishes.
That Ward, too. Ward being there smoking his pipe in the living room.
Meanwhile, Eddie's in the kitchen taking care of
June like the bad boys.
Montclair.
Did you like the bad boys?
In many cases, there was pipe smoking in both the living room and the kitchen.
Lumpy. Oh, and let's not forget, as long as we're talking about sexy, how about Richie from my favorite show, Dick Van Dyke Show?
Oh, little Richie.
Well, you mentioned
Larry
Opie,
Matthews.
right? Opie.
Larry Matthews, yeah. That's right, Opie Taylor from Andy of Mayberry.
And little Desi.
Keith Thibodeau.
Santa Claus. Little Ricky. Yeah, right.
You could also get the Howard brothers if you found a young enough picture.
Of Clinton Ron?
Yeah.
All of the
you mentioned Opie, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. All of the sexy boys. These are some of the sexy young boys.
Sexy Howard boys.
Let's not forget Billy Mooney.
Yes.
No, I would disagree.
Why?
Too old.
Too old.
Not in the early episodes of Lost in Space.
No, by the time he was on Lost in Space, he was like 8 or 9. That's too old for Joe as a priest.
What about the Waltons?
Too many kids, Mike. Hold on, but let me think about something.
How about Pugsley?
How old is Haley Joel Osment from The Sixth Sense?
Well, when he did The Sixth Sense, he probably would have been 8 or 9.
Well, then maybe we could go with Billy Mooney if you want to add him from Lost in Space.
I mean, right now you're not even going to recognize his priest outfit because he's going to be covered with photographs.
Rob said Pugsley. I would say Eddie Munster. We could add those two in.
The great Butch Patrick.
And you see now what a hole there is in our collective, really in our collective pop culture lives, that the sitcom now with the precocious kids, they don't exist anymore.
No.
They don't exist anymore. I'm trying to think of anything.
The Barone twins.
From Everybody Loves Raymond. Okay, that's right. Yeah, those boys. But here's the problem. Nobody knows those things.
Okay,
and from Tool Time, that the Tim Allen show, that boy's all grown up.
All 3 of them. One of them just got married.
But even when they were on the show, they would be too old for
There
a
was
priest.
that one kid that was just too slick.
Jonathan Taylor.
That hump.
Mike, he was great as Huck Finn. He was sexy as all get out. God,
gross.
Really. I mean, there were scenes where he was like taking his shirt off and swinging on a rope across the lake.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you remembered that.
Are you?
Surprised I did too.
God.
Okay.
So that's his costume, huh?
Yeah, that's...
Wow.
Yeah, that's his costume for Monday.
There's the little Chris Rock guy. From the new, I'm trying to think of new shows. There's the kid from Everyone Hates Chris.
Yeah, but nobody knows him. I was thinking it would be probably best to go with a Cosby kid, but all the Cosby kids that were that were small and sexy were girls.
The sexy girls.
Sexy girls.
Okay.
Like that littlest one they added at the end.
Going to prison.
No, you're not. Just me and Rob. And maybe Mike.
Oh, no.
But not you, Buzz. Oh, and no, maybe Mike won't go to prison for this. Mike will go to prison for his driving record. We should take a break and come back and seriously take a look at a document that Mike received from the state of Virginia. And he graciously said to me, would you try to decipher this? And
I'm a little confused because it doesn't really say I have to be anywhere or report anyway, but it says I've been put into something.
I said to Mike, this looks just like the form that I get all the time with Bart. You just put Bart's name here and I was reading and I don't understand it either. I mean,
I'm hoping that like when that special prosecutor is done with his press conference after indicting Scooter Libby, maybe he can take a look at this.
Okay. The questions that we'll have when we come back. How long does stuff stay on your driving record? Like, for instance, if you are speeding.
Well, it says it there. It does say that.
Oh, how long does it?
Like 3
years.
2 years.
2 years.
That's not long.
Okay. Well then, gosh, then in the last.
It is when you're in a big hurry like me, Rob.
In the last.
Obviously.
It's an eternity.
Okay. Here's where it gets confusing, and then we'll go to break. The letter that they sent Mike says that they can suspend his driving privilege if he receives 12 demerit points within 1 year,
right,
or 18 demerit points within 2 years.
Okay.
And then it says current total points, 15. And I told Mike that I interpret that to mean as they sent him a letter saying if you get 3 more points, you're screwed.
Yeah, sounds like that.
Right?
Right.
Yeah,
or
it's
wrong. Like a little, and they do tend to warn you when you reach that level, I think.
Well, that's
and
maybe what this is, but it's also...
but then it also says...
there's the possibility in this letter there might be somebody waiting for me when I get home.
It also says that you have been brought into the Virginia Driver Improvement Program.
Driver Improvement Program.
Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I don't see anywhere in that letter where it says I have to go to school.
Nor do I.
I'm just totally confused on a variety of levels.
School is the Driver Improvement Program. I mean, I think that's what it'll be.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they say report to... you must complete the program.
I think you have to make the arrangements on your own. You find it Saturday.
Hold on. When we come back, we'll just read the whole...
Stop it, Buzz.
We'll read the whole letter when we come back.
Glad I could help.
And somebody will help us with
it. Just think about your weekend, okay? Enjoy yourself.
All right.
Because you're giving me a complex here.
You asked for help.
It said that... Well, he didn't read the whole letter.
Think about your all-nude weekend, Buzz.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not picturing...
Well, starting at about 7:30.
That's right, tonight. All-nude, Buzz all weekend.
That's why he's wearing his Johnny Cash outfit already.
Hello. Don and Mike Show.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Don't forget about those two dreamy brothers in shorts, Sandy and Bud Ricks.
Oh, on Flipper?
From Flipper.
Wow.
Flipper. The boys from Flipper.
I've forgotten their names.
They were mighty. You're right there. Mighty sexy. Yuck. Hello. Don and Mike Show.
Hey, let's not forget about the courtship of Eddie's father.
With Brandon Cruz as...
Now, I'd like to think that's just your knowledge of pop culture.
And also...
dear God. Help us all.
And also the fact that, listen, a handsome man at any age is a handsome man.
Buzz, see if you can take him to that party this weekend.
I'll work out.
Okay.
I know, God, trust me, he wants me to go to that party with him.
I do.
You giving him any kind of chance? Right up to the last minute, is there a chance?
I honestly said to Buzz today in real life, not in radio, I said in real life, what I'm going to do tomorrow is call Buzz when he gets to the Halloween party and have him scope it out for me. Not for chicks or anything. Just tell me the mood of the room. Tell me, what's...
If it's happening.
Yeah. Is it going to be worth my time? I'm not going to... First, I'm not going to put a suit on.
Right.
I've decided I'm not going to dress as
Not a costume.
anything. No, because that invites, being wacky, and I don't know if I'm quite up to being wacky with people at a party
certainly
yet.
might be able to appreciate other people being wacky.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
But I just want to make sure that there's people there that don't hate me or that I perceive that they hate me.
That's a good call.
I'll scope it.
It's a good strategy.
So, I'll just wait and ask Buzz if, those few dozen people who work here, who hate me, if they're there or not.
I'll file a report from the scene.
Because I think we got about 50, 80 people, 70 people, 60. How many people work here?
About 70.
Right, I would say about 35 of them hate me. So as long as any of those 35 are not at the party, maybe I would go.
And if they hate you, they hate me. So it's 35. It's not 35. It's 35%.
You'll be okay if that young intern's there.
It'll be fun. You can play tricks on him. Make him play in traffic.
Hold on, Mike. I know. God, we got to hit this.
Beat the hell out of him.
We got to hit this break. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Hello, people.
Hi there.
How's it? Mike, I just wanted to tell you the driver improvement program is not a course that you have to take. That's something that Virginia set up, and basically all it means is if you get a ticket within the next 6 months to a year, you get suspended. And then after it, the best thing that you could do, though, is take the Saturday driver improvement class.
Now, Mike, didn't we talk about this before we went on the air today?
Yes. I'm sorry. Can't happen.
Brought up the same thing to Mike.
Can't happen. My Saturdays are filled for the next 6 months.
Don't trust anyone who starts their call with basically all it means.
I know.
Okay, hold on. We will find out when we come right back.
What an inconvenience. Just because I'm trying to get somewhere on time.
This is the Don and Mike Show. This is the Don and Mike Show.
WBGC. Music.
For 7:30 PGC chime time with Brad Harvemore. And at Heinz Shoes, it's summer sale time, and the savings are tremendous. At all Heinz Shoe stores, Washington, Virginia, and Maryland even.
WPGC weather wardrobe.
Well, what a day. Cloudy skies this morning, becoming partly cloudy this afternoon with highs to around 80. Partly cloudy tonight and tomorrow, down to 65 tonight. Highs tomorrow around 80. The degrees, check them out at 67 on the Morning Mirror Show. The weather wardrobe, as sticky and messy as it is, bathing suits and galoshes.
You're looking good.
Yeah, there he is.
The Don and Mike Show.
That's okay. I was his Haley Joel Osment.
Hell of a lot better than Dick Biondi.
Oh, yeah.
My God.
The bleaching keeps them pink. Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Thank you, Dude Walker. Beth Ann says a lot of people are calling. Of course, we know that Sulu's gay. We will have our in-depth commentary on this shocking revelation. Wow. Later in the show.
Wow, Captain.
Plus, we can talk about his feet.
Excellent.
We do have first nose memories of Sulu's feet.
Or it might have been his breath. I was standing next to him.
Now, we have something on the website today at DonnaMikeWebsite.com.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm going to ask you to come over in just 1 second to my side to look on my computer to see the picture.
Very good.
It is allegedly...
Let me know when you want me to come over there.
A non-photoshopped picture. I bet you it's photoshopped, but it's too funny. It's all over the internet today. It's a picture of Jeff Probst in the nude. And let me just say, God, this is the all-queer show.
Yeah.
Just come look at what he's got. And, maybe photoshopped. I mean, probably what I'm saying.
Which parts do you think are photoshopped?
Yeah, right. I'm pulling your wang!
Wait a minute.
No way.
Anyway.
That ain't him.
It's funny, though, isn't it?
If that's him, he's in the wrong profession.
Now, I don't know. I mean, really, I'm torn.
It's Jeff Probst and his 4-pound immunity idol. You think you're torn? You should see his girlfriend.
Let me see. I don't know why he would pose. I don't know why he would pose. We're trying to call CBS.
Sure.
They're going to love to comment on that.
Sure.
Which means, of course, that we will be able to forward in an email, forward the picture to CBS up in New York.
I'm just glad, he seems like a calm guy on that show, and I think it's great that he doesn't get agitated.
No, he doesn't seem...
Or embarrassed.
No.
But what does he do when, the hot chicks are wearing just coconut shells on their on their breasts?
Well, I tell you, if that picture's accurate, the guy can't even wear shorts. I mean, really.
Beth Ann, what do you want to say something? What?
I've been looking at the picture.
Constant.
Shocker.
He doesn't look like he's circumcised. So we can find out if Jeff Probst has been circumcised.
Well, can you find that out? I don't think that's not exactly common knowledge.
After you sent the picture to CBS, why don't you just forward that with the email?
By
first,
the way,
we'd like to know if this picture is real. And second,
BTW.
Is he circumcised?
It's certainly, you know where I looked? I looked at the neck, because that's where they would put his
I thought you meant the neck of his thing.
No.
That too.
His neck, because
right below the head.
They put Jeff Probst's head on and that looks absolutely seamless.
Yeah, but
they can do anything with Photoshop.
But Mike, that's why I said it's probably Photoshopped, but enough people have brought it to my attention today that I thought we should put it up on the website. And of course, it's probably crap, but still, even if it isn't, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't you think Jeff Probst also has a closet? I mean, look at the stuff around him. It's got to be Photoshopped. He doesn't have a closet.
How do you know
he looks like he'd have a neater pad.
You've really studied this, haven't you?
I had to do it for the show.
How do you know that he wasn't at a friend's house?
Exactly.
Like coming out of the shower.
Or a lady's house.
I hope it was the girls.
Right.
Yeah,
maybe
probably a lady's house.
Maybe he's at Kelly Ripa's house.
No.
After he got done hosting the Regis show with her one day, comes like, hey, baby. And she goes, let me take a picture.
Boy, oh boy.
I'm going to find out if he's circumcised.
Well, let's find out what the tribe says. The tribe has spoken.
Hey, is the guy in the picture circumcised, Beth Ann?
It doesn't look like he is.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, he does not appear to be.
No.
I didn't look close enough.
Yes, you did.
I did not. I swear to God I did not.
You will.
I swear.
Well, it's right there.
No, I have already removed it from the computer, Mike. It's already gone. Okay?
Homo.
He doth protest too much.
I've got a smaller one right there. I mean, of course I got a smaller thing.
There's no way that's a real photo.
You know what? I think it might be.
It's a very good job.
Freakish.
Would you just allow a boy to think that maybe... No. Here, listen, I could care.
That's freakish.
I know. And it's great because it looks so real.
It looks incredible. Can I see the picture again?
Yeah, go ahead. Here
Thank you.
There's the printed copy. Take a look. Now, that's smaller, obviously, than the computer screen you were just looking at.
Let me tell you why it's so easy to Photoshop it.
Why?
Because he's wearing a necklace. He's wearing a necklace, which means that's all you need to do is match the size.
Is he wearing pearls?
You match the size right here, and bingo.
Can I see?
I mean, really, as far as Photoshopping. Mm-hmm. I've done it to so many people.
The Mike O'Mara Labs?
Yeah, over the years.
You did this one.
Yeah. So you can just take that line. You got a line right
Mike,
there.
I agree with you.
Just match it up and you just shave a little bit.
I agree with you. I just think it's a damn good Photoshop.
It is.
It's better than the standard
I'm sure there are people that do that. We have people in the listening audience that do that all the time.
I know you want to believe, but also, doesn't his head look a bit large?
Rob.
Now listen.
Oh God.
Here, I tell you what. Why don't you just stare at it, Rob? Like every other faggot in here has.
The necklace.
Okay. And now,
I think his head looks a little too big.
Would somebody show me how I can tell he's circumcised?
Look higher.
Now, you know that.
Of course
you know that, and there's no need for anyone to show you. Not in this room.
I didn't know. Well, Rob, show me.
Oh, now that's disturbing.
Show me how I know.
Okay. Show him, Rob, and here goes Rob.
All I'll say is it's the difference between a crew neck and a turtleneck.
I still don't understand.
And we're going to have to part as friends.
No, come on.
Thank you, Rob.
I really don't think anything more needs to be.
Thank you very much.
Talk about it after the show.
That's right. That's it. Like to point out that Rob stayed on this side, and now you know. Now you know the answer.
No, I still don't, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Will you please show me?
Fire hose.
Stop speaking like Martian to me. Just look at the picture.
Stare at it.
Stare at the picture and tell me how I can tell a man is circumcised or not. Tell me, how can I tell if a man is circumcised or not?
That Mike? Is, you know what? Rob's right. His head is larger than his body.
Which head?
Both.
Hey.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Rob, thank you for entering into that gay awkward moment with me.
That's always
well, he really didn't, though. He pulled back on it.
No, I'll just say, no pun intended. He came closer. He came closer than any of you guys did.
Yeah.
You pulled right back. Yeah.
Shocker.
I thought you're my gay friend.
You have to if you're not circumcised.
You ain't my gay buddy.
Thank God.
Hello, Don and Mike show. Hey, I thought I was your gay buddy.
This picture's totally photoshopped. But first off, how would he even fit in the shorts with that thing? But
I mentioned that before.
I'm sorry, sir, but if you look at the middle of him, his upper torso and his middle, there's like a part of there. They just don't fit. Like his abs. There's no abs in the middle of the picture, but then there's abs right where the chest is.
Somebody studied it.
He sure did.
Somebody studied it more than we did.
He sure did. Hello there, Don and Mike show.
Who was looking at the abs?
Hello. Hey.
I had a question for BA. Is she still in there?
No, she can hear you, though. What's the question?
Do women look at that with the enjoyment that we look at women with big breasts? Do they enjoy seeing that?
Sure.
That's a good question.
Sure they do.
Not usually, but I think Beth Ann has said she's an exception to that rule.
Do you think they do? I don't think they do.
No, mostly.
I don't think women would get the same thrill out of that men would looking at a big breast.
Now I'm going to sound like King Faggot, and that's what I don't want to do, because I was kidding about the kids and I was kidding about the circumcision.
Right.
But I really think that women will look at a guy with a big schlong if they happen to see it, and they would go the same way we would if we saw a chick with big boobs without her shirt on. You would have to say,
would it be the same level of attraction, though? Or would it be simply the fascination?
No, I think it would be the same level of it. Now, hold on.
Well, we have a woman on the show. We should ask her.
Oh, she doesn't count, Mike.
No. I mean, she has her own opinion that I think varies from the norm.
Thank you, Buzz.
Yeah.
She's going to be mad.
She's not going to be mad. She got as mad as she can get yesterday. She promised there would be no crying today.
I think she would say yes. She would agree with you.
Yeah. Of course, a woman looks at a...
But that's her.
Woman looks at a sausage and
just her.
She says, yeah.
Hello?
Hi there.
Hey.
So you look at that and you say, I want some of that.
No.
No, you don't. How do you look at it then? Do you look at him as an oddity? Let's say the picture of Jeff Probst is true. And we all agree it's Photoshop, but let's say it's true.
Please let it be true.
Let's say it's true. Do you look at that and say, that's like hideous? Or do you say, oh, that's maybe bigger than you've seen? Or do you think...
Do you think that, like, when we would see a large-breasted, hey, break me off a piece of that?
Is that what you think?
I think I compare it to others that I've seen. I then imagine it in its other state.
Right.
And, you know, just...
answer the question, for God's sake.
The answer is yes, she does think about it.
I really don't.
Oh, hold on. If you think about it in different states, you've got to be thinking about
like what
it might be doing in between.
You more like a medical doctor?
Right.
No. You think what it might be like between your North and South Dakota.
I think most women would tell you that they look at it, if it's a Jeff Probst thing, like that picture, they would look at it as more a curiosity.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Nope, I disagree. But then again, maybe I've been around more exotic women.
That's entirely possible.
Gang. No, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I was kidding.
Now, you know, the exotic women I'm referring to would be one. Okay? You know, okay. Now, don't you feel bad now?
I do.
Good.
Whip me with that thing.
Oh God.
God, you're ugly.
Jesus.
I was kidding.
We can tell it's a Friday.
Were you?
Friday.
With me.
Friday, Rob.
Friday.
What you don't know, Beth Ann, is that I could. I could from this room. Okay?
Yeah.
With his.
No, with mine. Listen,
you got her now.
Listen.
I think we might be on one of her favorite subjects.
I don't want to brag, but with mine, I could probably go down and start my car from here. If it was like an elephant trunk, if I could put the keys in the,
right.
Could probably stand right here and go down and start my car.
Well, apparently we have the wrong picture on the website then.
You're goddamn right we do.
I've always said
hey, don't push him.
Why do you think Frida was so happy? Why do you think she was so happy with me? I think it was my great personality.
Because he's been dying for 20 years. He's been dying to show it to everybody.
I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I got a big one.
You know, if we'd ever had that big deal between you and Liddy.
Well, generally, a woman goes by a man's hands and his feet. And
those are incorrect barometers.
Well, I think we've established my hand size after yesterday's show. Mr. O'Mara, those are women's gloves.
Listen, you'll never see it, Beth Ann, but I guarantee if you did, it'd say, it's spectacular. Just like a guy would say about a girl's rag. Like Jerry Seinfeld said about, what's her name, about...
Terry Hatcher.
Right, Lois Lane. Right. They're real and they're spectacular, Jerry.
Well, good for you.
Hey, you goddamn right, good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Very good for me.
Congratulations.
How do you handle a hungry man?
The man handlers.
Okay, bye, Beth Ann.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So she's a dirty little girl.
Hey, listen, I want to make one thing clear.
What's that, Mike?
I have, I think, slightly smaller hands, but it's not related to that. I have been told that I fit into the national average. Maybe on the north side of the national average.
Bigger than average, you're saying?
It's more than an inch. Isn't the national average an inch?
I thought you were saying your entire thing is
5.
Isn't it? It's a joke. That is the national average, right? I was told half an inch. Right. I'm on the north side of that, in the right circumstances, if you know what I mean.
Congratulations.
All of the ladies who have seen mine have gone blind. Most of them not willingly.
Turned to stone.
No,
they freeze on the spot.
No, most likely it would be like,
oh, like literally.
Yeah. Will you give me a black
like poke you in the eye.
That's right.
Through no fault of yours.
That's right. I can't control this thing. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hey.
Hey.
I was calling to comment on how women react to the sight of a man's body.
Yes, and you should really go to our website. Go to donandmikewebsite.com and really look at this fake picture that we all hope is fake of Jeff Probst.
Yeah, it might be fake, but then look at all of our nudes next to it and, draw your own conclusions.
I'll be sure to do that. Can I let you guys know, though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. When I look at a man's body or his unit,
right,
keep it clean, I think I get more turned on by the thought of how it's going to make me feel as opposed to how it looks.
What the hell was that one, Rob? That was...
What the hell was
what is that sound? I mean, I know we had the boing, 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 but that's...
That's a boink.
That's a boink?
I was looking for a boink.
That's a bad... Just go back to the boing, boing, boing. There you go. That works. Okay,
Yeah, that's
thank
a
you.
good one.
Always
All right,
right.
thank you for the input.
I'm not sure where... See, I don't know where she...
Thank you.
Hello there.
Fits on the question scale.
Don and Mike show. Hello.
Hello.
Hi there.
Enkfe uye orfe ardingste ide oshe itwe acting.
No, too fast.
Thank
too
you for
fast.
starting the show.
If you're going to speak Pig Latin with us, you got to do it slower.
Enkfe.
No, just unless you're saying something we're going to have to delete. Just go ahead. And
Oh, no, I was saying thank you for starting the show today with Jackie Wilson and sharing Jeff Probst with us today.
Oh, okay.
See the joy you've spread already?
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? We're going to have to hit a break here. You know who can really help us settle this?
Who?
All this talking about guys and if they're real or not is JB from Fox NFL Sunday.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure there's nothing that he wants to talk about more than that.
Indeed.
Ask him who's the biggest on Fox NFL Sunday.
Oh, it'll be interesting what he says about that, buddy.
Don and Mike show.
Hi, Don.
Yes, Don and Mike. Hello.
I'd like to help you with your question about a guy being circumcised. You know, you can...
Honey, and honey, I miss you, and I am doing well. But if you call this show again, you'll be burning in hell. I know. I was kidding. I know. And as a matter of fact, where are you calling from? What city?
Baltimore.
Okay, mine is so big, it'll be slapping you in the face in the next 3 to 4 minutes.
Have you seen the photograph?
Well, no, not yet. I'm in the car.
No.
Racing. What was that?
I don't know. He's got all the dumb sound effects in
Cartoon sound.
Bye-bye. See you later. That's the bonk, the TiVo bonk, that indicates you are hung up or that we've disconnected.
Yes.
We've had an operator and our phone
terminated.
call.
So we have established the fact that we all believe it's a fake.
Yes. But a dreamy fake.
So sad it's a fake. Would that all the TV network stars would be like that.
Mm-hmm. And let's not forget Dakota. Good old Dakota Fanning.
Oh, stop it.
Well, now, come on.
Something about that now. It's just
I know it
out there.
bothers you. That's why I want to say it.
Yeah, okay.
Let me see.
Guys, over the line, guys.
Dear Mr. O'Mara. Oh, we don't have time for this. We'll talk to JB when we come back. Good. And then, Mike, we will talk about your letter from the state of Virginia.
Buzz indicated to me he has some answers.
I've done some research.
Oh, well, can you tell?
I think it's mostly good news.
All right, but you know what? Here, we can probably handle this in 1 minute. Right. Dear Mr. O'Mara, this recent demerit point traffic convictions entered on your driving record as shown below and have brought you into the Virginia Driving Improvement Program. Total demerit points, 15. My purpose in writing this letter is to make you aware of the risks, financial costs, inconvenience, and possible injury to yourself or others. I want to encourage you to drive legally and defensively and remind you that DMV may suspend your driving privilege if you receive 12 demerit points within 1 year or 18 demerit points within 2 years.
I appreciate the letter.
Mike has 15 right now, and in the year of 2005, he has 8 points, 2 speeding tickets.
Right. And what this means, it simply means that you're on kind of like a watch list, but more for your benefit than theirs. It's to call to your attention that you're getting dangerously close to possibly having your license suspended, like if you get another ticket or whatever. The way to reduce this and to get out of the program is to take the Driver Improvement Clinic, but there's good news about that. You can do it online. There are several accredited services.
Hold on. Remember, Bart did that online, and it does take hours. It does take...
How many hours do you think?
It takes as many hours online as it does if you went to the class.
But more at your convenience.
Can you break it up?
Yes, you
do
can.
it in your pajamas.
I'm there.
There you go.
I am so there.
There are several good ones accredited by the state that are on the DMV website.
And
I'm so there.
And how many points does Mike get for taking... Mike, there's your letter back.
I think if you take... First of all, if you take the course, you're out of the driver improvement program, so that's good. And I think it also... I'm not certain about this part, but I believe it also knocks 3 points off your record to lower you out of the danger zone.
Hello, Internet. Click and win.
There you go.
I'm so happy. Thank you, Buzz. Thank you.
Certainly.
Shall I get RJ Diaz on the phone?
Yes, sirree. Raymond, you got work to do this weekend, boy. Yes, sirree. Mr. Raymond's going to be on the Internet.
Did you say RJ?
Yes.
Yeah.
RJ. Rick Johnson.
RJ Diaz. We'll be back with
Raymond.
With the gigantic James Brown.
You know it.
He's a big man in the football world.
He certainly is.
Big JB.
Put your eye out.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Don and Mike on the Edge, 1550.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
A bitter cold night. The Giants, with a victory against the Eagles tonight, could reduce the edge to a half a game. Not on camera now. We're in Philadelphia at Franklin Field. The score, the New York Football Giants 13, the Philadelphia Eagles 9.
The Don and Mike Show.
On the other side of the fleshy fun bridge, you will find the Don and Mike Show.
Right. Okay, Rob, glad you're having a conversation with him. Put him on hold, please. For goodness sake. Rob's giving me the sign like JB just won't let him. Rob's giving me the sign like JB won't stop talking to him. He wouldn't stop talking to you?
He's very friendly.
He's a good guy. He gave us a plug on his show.
Indeed. Here we go from, let me start. Turn that off and turn this on. There you go. From Fox NFL Sunday, here is Emmy winner, James Brown. JB. Oops. Hey, hi. Oh, there you go. Hi, JB.
How are you doing? First of all, I understand that from Elizabeth Malia that I need to be an excellent student of anatomy for you guys today. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have a picture on our website, allegedly of Jeff Probst from Survivor. A nude photo, and he's, how do I put this? He's relaxing.
He's gifted.
And even in a relaxed state, JB.
It appears that God has been very good to him.
So we were just wondering.
Or Photoshop.
Because I know that before you guys do the Fox NFL Sunday, that you all hot tub together, and there's the big Fox Sports locker room.
Sauna afterwards.
Well, let me tell you, the only time that we have hot tub together, if you will, was for a promo shoot, and I guess all of us were so self-conscious we did it in our suits.
Oh, that's a shame.
Maybe next time.
See, I thought it might be the other way around.
I'm sure you guys have already heard. I could not believe to open up the show, the third word out of my mouth was indeed Don and Mike ran across my forehead, and I said, oh, Don and Mike are going to wear me out. And my boss was like, what are you doing plugging the show? I said, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. They're going to wear me out for this.
No, we didn't. And we've got the tape. We'd like to play it again. Let me tell you what. This is real time now on Sunday. Mike's got his mom in town and his sister in town. Mm-hmm. And, of course, it's 12 noon. I'm watching your show. And I've got the TiVo thing so I can catch anything I want. And it's right at the very beginning, and you say something about LT. Will LaDainian Tomlinson have a big game today? These games on tap, indeed. And then you stop yourself and you say, only one indeed. Now, what I do is I pause the TV, and I call Mike.
Right.
And I say, are you watching Fox? And Mike says, no, I'm talking to my mom. And I said, hold on a second. And I back up the TiVo.
He did.
And I hold the phone up to the speaker. And I said, look at that. JB's thinking about us. And then, lo and behold, I hang up the phone with Mike. I've paused the TiVo, so I press play, and I just watch the rest of the show.
Right.
And then when you're going to go to the guys with the big necks who are at the stadium, you give us a nice little plug at the end of the other guys going crazy. So let's now revisit last Sunday's Fox NFL Sunday.
And no one is feeling better than LaDainian Tomlinson. If he scores today, he'll break a 40-year-old NFL record indeed. Joining me today, that one indeed. Got to make sure I get those indeeds out of there. Joining me right now, Terry Howie and Jimmy. Spanking is out. Coach L.T. being described as the best player in the league.
Moments later.
Here we go, later in the show.
Should I suck it back in? I didn't say it. I didn't say it either, Emmett. He's good.
Hey, can you give Terry some decaf coffee? Don and Mike, no more NDs. No more NDs, Don and Mike. The fine people at direct...
JB, listen, we would not bust your balls about that, give you a hard time about that. You made our day.
Yep, we did. We love getting our names on that show. It's fantastic.
And well, your names will be on the show even when I don't say that word again. I am working so consciously on that, and I thank you both. My English teacher thanks you guys more than me, really helping me to stay conscious of that crutch word of mine.
Now, you got to know that really, we think you're a great broadcaster and a great guy. We just like goofing with you, and I guess it's been like a month since you've been on the show. We would come on every Monday, and we would say, "Did you watch the Fox show?"
We get the Indeed meter out.
Yeah, and
right?
then.
But I mean, as soon as you came on the show and we talked about it, you knocked it off right away.
It got to the point I would say to Rob, "How many Indeeds did JB say?" He'd say, "He said none." So then we're trying.
That's no fun for us, JB.
So then we're trying to. I was trying to find anything to nitpick you on, and the only thing I come up with is, well, I guess on the show that you didn't say Indeed when you were throwing out to the guys at the stadium after they came back to you every time you called them buddy. And
I've got a new one.
You're going to end his career.
As a matter of fact, here we go. How many is this one?
I think this is from 3 weeks ago.
This is 3 weeks ago. This is when we wanted to try to catch you saying Indeed. Let's listen from 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks
Fox
ago.
NFL Sunday.
And hello again, everyone. I'm James Brown, and welcome to the Ford Fox NFL Sunday pregame show here in Los Angeles. And indeed, record-wise, indeed, Jimmy. All right, folks, still efficient indeed. All right, folks, boy, they look awfully impressive indeed. And, folks...
That was 4.
See,
that was 4, and that's just not thick enough.
And really, that's us just being jerks. You're doing a live TV show, and we take.
It sounds like he's enjoying it right now.
You've winded him.
You know, I know I'm too dark to blush, but I'm white laughing right now. You guys are just cracking me up. I don't know what to do. I will do my best. As a matter of fact, I think I want to write out my ad-libs from here on out to make sure that there are no Indeeds in there, and to make sure that there are no buddies in there.
and JB, the other thing I'll tell you is because I've got the Sunday ticket like everybody does, like most real fans do. I watch all of the games, and I notice that occasionally when you do the halftime, when you do the live part, like for. Yes. You're a little liberal with the Indeeds. And I know that a lot of times they're going to markets where you think I'm not going to be able to see it.
Don, I had no idea you were doing that kind of investigative work out there.
And a lot of... listen, he's also... Here's another one where he'll get you, and you never know about it.
Right.
Like if it's a dog game, or a game no one wants to watch. Like last week, I don't know what... Let's say it's the New Orleans game, okay? And they're killing Buffalo, whoever they're playing. And they're doing an update. I'm watching the game because I've got a fantasy guy going. And they're going to break in with the game break. Now, I know JB has already done this like 5 times because I've seen him do it on every other game.
And you have that magic remote where you can see everything.
Right. And besides, even run a graphic now saying coming up next game break.
Right.
So I'll flip ahead and they go, now let's go to James Brown in Hollywood. And he's got to do the same highlight for all 8 games.
What happens?
Well, something big has happened in St. Louis, and that's where you'll slip in like, and indeed, the Rams are looking good without Mark Bulger, and I
he's not going to be able to do his show now on Sunday. You know that, don't you?
Hey, Mike, I'm going to be so self-conscious now. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Would you guys do me a favor? And the invitation has been extended. Mm-hmm. You're welcome to the studio anytime you want, and I am going to do my very best to see what I can do to get you involved. It has to happen. And I want to simulate a halftime. I want to simulate a pregame show with you guys. And I just want to see if I can find some word crutches. Because even as I'm listening to you guys, I don't hear any repetitions with you, and that's awesome.
Wait, no, you got to listen more because
mine. What is yours that Frida used to give you a hard time about? It's be that as it may.
Having said that is my.
Mine used to be. Mine is absolutely, and I want to tell you right now. Those are my 2.
It's awfully nice that Terry Bradshaw is clean. Biz up because he had 4 or 5 of them. One was dang, and actually his expression "get her done" was stolen by Larry, the cable guy.
Get her done.
Get her done. Absolutely.
Get her done.
And you know what? You know Rob Spiewak, right, JB?
Absolutely.
You know what Rob's catchprise is? White power.
Yeah, just be advised.
Terry Bradshaw would probably have him in the junior division organization for the case.
Oh, God.
All right, JB, now listen, you make no bones on the show about the fact that you're from the D.C. area, and you've taken a lot of crap for liking the Redskins.
Yeah.
And it's a big game this weekend. Now, is that the number one game at Fox this weekend, the Giants and the Redskins?
As far as I'm concerned, it is the number one game on Fox. That's exactly what I'm going to promote, and it is. This is the first time in this matchup that it's been a meaningful one since the first time Joe Gibbs was around and the Giants were owning him. So, look, I'm very happy the Redskins are winning, and I've made, as you said, no bones about that. I'm a Redskins fan. Certainly I try to be impartial on the air. But this is a huge matchup for the Redskins, I think, to really show them where they are. For all of the offensive difficulties that I think are still there, prior to the 52 points scored against San Francisco, and you still take it, even though it was against San Francisco, the most the Skins have scored up until that point with 21 points. The defense has been carrying the load for so long. So I think this will be a real statement game for me to see where the Redskins are in their progress. And maybe one of the biggest stories, while folks are talking about Mark Brunell certainly as a comeback of the year player nominee, Stephen Smith with the Carolina Panthers is certainly one of the other ones.
I agree.
Joe Gibbs said last year when everyone was throwing eggs at him thinking he had lost it, that he had become senile, when Joe Gibbs said, you know what, the last chapter has not been written in the Mark Brunell book, and so far he's proven to be very sage with that.
All right, let me ask you your opinion on a story that I bet you probably have heard. At his press conference this week, Brett Favre said, and I've never heard Brett Favre say this, he questioned whether he still has what it takes.
I would hope that Brett, in saying that, was just reflecting his malaise or being down after the game because they had done so much to win the game. Heavens, look, they've lost Javon Walker. They've lost Amon Green. Brett Favre is doing everything possible. Yeah, he's throwing a fair number of interceptions. I forget what the number is. But his touchdowns at this point are the most in his career in like the past 5 or 6 years. Brett Favre still has enough juice to use the nomenclature. I think he still has enough juice in his game that he should not be questioning whether or not he can get it done. Brett can get her done. I still think he is an awesome quarterback. And I know Terry Bradshaw had mentioned that if the Packers weren't in it by mid-season, that maybe they ought to consider giving the youngster Aaron Rodgers some playing time. Yeah. But I don't think that's the way it's supposed to go. Brett Favre can still play.
And don't the Packers seem to pick it up when, whenever Brett Favre is going through anything, don't they seem to step it up for him? He's got that kind of charisma.
Absolutely. And believe me, everything is predicated around Brett Favre, and he still has the excitement and the passion for the game. He comes in there still like a guy who's a junior in college with his enthusiasm, and that is infectious with the rest of the team. Now we'll find out some other stars in the making on the edge and what they can do who will step up to the table. But Brett Favre, you can always count on him. Look, the guy you well know, he's a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. And the young guys on the team recognize that, and they want to show him each and every week out that they're worthy to be out there playing with him.
All right, real fast, before we pick the games, just off the top of your head, who's the best team in the AFC right now and who's the best team in the NFC right now? You can only pick one team from each conference.
Wow. Okay, gosh. Best team in the NFC. God, you know what? I'm a homer. As pointy as the Redskins are playing.
You can take the Redskins as the best team in the NFC right now.
You know what? I'm a homer on that. And I know that Dallas has been playing some extremely good football. Dallas
Philly
lost the game last week. Philadelphia, you know what? The only reason I'm not going with Philadelphia is because there's no run game right now. They're throwing 70% of the time, and I think that's going to come back to haunt them. Brian Westbrook is a wonderfully multi-talented running back, but I don't think that's a prescription for success over the long haul. So that's why I'm going with Washington right now. Washington's run game, Clinton Portis Offensive line, defense is there. If Mark Brunell can continue to improve, certainly Santana Moss is helping them. I like Washington, even though I still think Washington's offense is still not operating on all cylinders. I think they've still got a ways to go. In the AFC, believe it or not, gosh, I probably should go with Indianapolis. Yes. I like them as a 7-0 team, although they haven't played the toughest of teams. I'm not going to hold that against them. San Diego, despite struggling right now, potentially is still the best team in the AFC, I think.
You're crazy. You're drunk.
You know what? Hey, I'm down here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina. You may well think that. Maybe I've been smelling too much gas out here today.
All right, JB, let's pick 3 games real fast, and then we'll let you go back to the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Well, we already know the first game. It's Redskins and the Giants. I'll take the Redskins on the road. Mike?
I'll take the New York Giants.
And JB, you want the Skins?
I should do it with Mike and go with the Giants, but I'm going to say Redskins. That's hoping against hope. Go ahead.
Now, who thought this would be a big game? But I think it is. The Bears and Detroit, only because they play in that crappy division. They're both 3-3. I'll take the Bears. Mike?
I'll throw a dart at it. I think it's... I'll go against you. I'll go the Detroit Lions.
I'm going to go with the Bears only because of the defense, although the Lions are playing more inspired football with Jeff Garcia at the helm than Joey Herring.
All right, and let's see, what about this one, JB? You like San Diego so much. San Diego hosts Kansas City. And I think you got to go with San Diego at home.
I'm with you. I like San Diego also.
JB.
Call our trifecta.
All right, there you go. There's the picks to click. Oh, and also, thank you, buddy. Frank Caliendo. The thing that they do a bit on Mad TV. You know, Frank does a great impression of JB.
Right.
And they had, although I think in the piece that they ran on your show last week, Frank was playing Terry, and that guy Aries Spears was playing you. Anyway, here's what I wanted to know, because we have Frank on the show as well, and he's funny as hell. When they do something like that, and they come back from the break, and all of you guys are laughing, really, do they think that is funny?
Yes, they do. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, and let me let you on the inside here. I hope I'm not divulging a family secret. Because Terry Bradshaw is listened to so much, and he and Frank play off of each other, Terry really thinks that Frank is funny, but he will come back out of that piece and saying, not funny, not funny, not funny. Well, so many people, some people were taking that literally, thinking Terry would think that he wasn't. So the boss came out and said, Terry, you can't say that this week. So Terry acknowledged, hey, the CEO and chairman of Fox Sports Worldwide told me to say it's funny. It's funny, without a doubt. But Caliendo is the best impression that Frank has done was last year when he did all 4 of us. I didn't know that was Frank doing me. I told Terry, Howie, and Jimmy, you know what? Frank did a marvelous job of what really would have been stretching his acting abilities if he had done me. They said, fool, that was you. So for Frank to play a black man and get it right, he's good in my book.
Amen. Well, listen, let me just say again, indeed, buddy, there is nobody better. Really, there is nobody better than the great JB from Fox NFL Sunday. And,
we really appreciate you coming on the show, JB.
Hey, Don and Mike, you guys know I love you very much, and please tell the staff, especially Beth Ann, tell them thanks so much. You guys are excellent.
All right, and listen, don't forget, check out that picture of Jeff Probst.
Hey, now, look here, my pastor listens. If I go do that, buddy, I'm excommunicated. No way.
All right, JB, have a great weekend. We'll watch you on Sunday.
God bless you guys as well.
All right,
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's the great James Brown, and the mother of all pregame shows. Mm-hmm. They really want to plug? Okay, Fox NFL Sunday. That would be Sunday at noon.
They need the plug?
9 a.m. on the West Coast. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. They just said, how about plugging it?
That's good. Why not?
Okay, what the hell? Nice guy.
He is.
JB.
Amazing.
I bet he's got the biggest one out of all those guys.
Not Howie?
Or would it be Terry, based on your theory?
Oh, that God helps out the retarded? Well, I think that's an act with Terry Bradshaw. I think he's actually very smart.
I'm strangely enough, I just hope it's Howie.
Something tells me that Howie has probably got the tiniest.
It might be Jimmy Johnson. We've ignored him completely.
No, Jimmy
is mushroom.
If we're gonna rate the penises,
RTP. And we are apparently
RTP on Fox NFL Sunday. I'm going to go with the stereotype of the black man and say that it's JB, followed by Terry Bradshaw, followed by Howie, followed far behind by Jimmy Johnson, who I think is the king LD of that show.
I have I have Terry leading the pack and tied with Howie, followed by JB, who's very close, and then once again bringing up the back of the pack, Jimmy Johnson.
The Jimmy Johnson's like a little boy.
Yeah, look at that hair.
Yeah, but they're all eclipsed by Sam Rosen.
Just stop it. No, come on, Rob. RTP.
RTP?
Yeah.
I think Bradshaw.
Bradshaw number 1?
Yeah, then JB.
Then?
And then it's a horse race.
Well, come on, pick.
Depends on the weather.
Hey, pardon you, a horse race.
Hey.
Buzz?
I would say Terry and then JB and then Howie and then the other guy.
And followed by Jillian Barber.
Yeah.
And then Frank Caliendo.
Hers might be bigger than Jimmy Johnson. And you know what? What he never said during that entire time was that James Brown, who was down at Lowe's Motor Speedway,
right?
He was dressed like Clinton Portis.
The big glasses.
Just like him in that video.
It's Halloween weekend.
What the hell is JB? JB should be careful. Rob, there's people who think like you down there at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
Very dangerous very dangerous for a black man to be at Lowe's Motor Speedway on a Friday afternoon. Because you know what it'd be? Charlotte, North Carolina! We talked to Jimmy Johnson, who said, the other Jimmy Johnson, the driver, I got it. Right. We talked to Greg Biffle, who said,
hey, way to pull the obscure driver.
He's in the National Guard car, Mike.
That's good. But that's good. What's that one again? Because I didn't know that one.
Greg Biffle.
Greg Biffle.
In the number 16 car. We spoke to Greg Biffle, who said, I didn't even see him. He come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and go get in my car and that guard go click, 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 on that, get around that track, gonna go
click, click, click.
Yeah, who's your driver?
Click, 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 click. We talked to Mark Martin, who said, I didn't see nothing either.
I'm Mark Martin to get my car.
And then we talked to Jeff Gordon, and he said, I didn't see a thing.
But I did see that picture of Jeff Probst.
Homo. It's super.
Thank you. Back to the rainbow car.
And then we talked to Dale Jr., and Dale Jr. said, have you seen the commercial for the rental car place?
I've seen almost all of his commercials.
Now, Dale Jr. is a whore, and he is maybe the worst actor. He's worse than Peyton Manning in commercials.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, at least Peyton Manning in that one where he says, here we go, adjusters, here we go. I mean, he's kind of funny, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Have you seen the one for the car rental place? It's not even a funny commercial.
Is it Enterprise?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. reading some script, and he's an awful reader. I bet he's like Fantasia. He probably can't even really read. He has to just memorize what they tell him. And he says, that's why I rent Enterprise. And then the girl says, Dale Jr., if you don't open this door for me, I don't know what I'm going to do.
And he kind of smiles, right?
Yeah.
It's that athlete formula. They've used that for 30 years on spots.
But the biggest dumb redneck commercial, have you seen the Terry Bradshaw ones for errands?
No.
For the big, if you want
Aaron's rents?
Yeah, if you want to rent a big screen TV. Mm-hmm. Now, they don't want to pay the licensing fees to have him actually wear an NFL jersey.
Right.
Or wear a baseball jersey or a basketball jersey. So it's Terry Bradshaw, who incidentally is, I know you think Howie Long's the biggest whore of that show, but really Terry Bradshaw is. That Terry Bradshaw, it's him sitting in a recliner, and he has on a jersey that looks like a Steelers jersey, but it's not really. Mm-hmm. And he goes, I love my big screen. Go, go, touchdown, touchdown. And then it's a fast edit, and he has a uniform that looks like a Yankees uniform. Not a real one, though.
Right.
And he's got the catcher's mitt, and he goes, come on, hit it out of the park, hit it out of the park. Then it's a fast switch, and he has a jersey on that looks like a Lakers jersey, but not really. He goes, and he's got the backwards hat on. He goes, into the lane, good. And then it's another fast clip, and it looks like he's got maybe a New York Islanders jersey on, and he's got a hockey stick, and he goes, stop that puck, I love me my sports on Aaron's big screen TV.
Get her done.
He's just such a neck.
Go on and get her done.
Funny, not funny.
Is he a denture wearer?
Yes.
Terry Bradshaw.
That's right.
Last time I watched it, I noticed a real kind of real.
Might be bad caps.
But it's something slipping.
I think it's dentures.
Really?
I think
And
so.
really, I mean, he almost sounded like Robert the Angry Mailman when Robert got his new teeth. It was like his teeth were getting in the way. Yeah. John Norman.
Hi, Johnny.
Yeah, don't you remember back in the old days when he had the front?
Oh, that's right.
The front teeth banged out when he used to play.
That's right.
They used to call him Little Abner because he actually no, he did. Yeah. They used to say Terry Bradshaw's so dumb you could ask him how to spell cat and give him the C and the T and he still wouldn't figure it out.
Well, I think he gets all agitated during that show, and maybe that front plate slips a little bit. Because the last time I saw him, it was just like, what's the C for free throw?
Like a redneck Bill Castle.
Yes, sir. Now leave this theater.
And you know the other time-tested thing that they just love doing on that show?
What?
And it's like sometimes for no reason, JB will come on and go, oh, it's another great Sunday. I'm here with my guys, Jimmy, Howie, Terry, and then he'll go, I'm celebrating my wedding anniversary. 35 years. When you add them all up, JB. It's like totally non sequitur. It totally doesn't have anything to do. And
that is
you don't,
so
you don't,
dumb.
You
How
don't think
did he do that?
He added up all the years that he had been married to his various wives. And he said it was his
13! Lucky 13! Maybe 14.
Not funny. I can't do it like he did. Not funny.
Not funny.
Frank is not funny.
Excellent timing.
Not funny at all.
Add up the years. The living years. That's living. 13! Thank you, Terry. Terry Bradshaw. I don't know, Rob. Okay. Hot dog.
Thank you, JB.
Hot dog.
We mentioned his show. There you go.
You plugged it already, Don.
All right, Sonny. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Have a hot dog.
Hi, Larry.
All right. When we come back, we'll
Like his show, America's Funniest Animals on Fox.
we will come back and we will again talk about the incredible naked Jeff Probst.
All right.
On our website.
That is the breaking news story of the day.
It sure is. Forget that stuff about the leaks in Washington. There's a leak on our website.
Here on Free Homo FM.
That you would not believe. Be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Don and Mike on the Edge, 1550.
What'll you be doing, Smithers? Something gay, no doubt. What? You know, lighthearted, fancy-free. Mothers, lock up your daughters. Smithers is on the town.
Exactly, sir.
The Don and Mike Show.
Okay.
It's like a marrow transplant for your funny bone. The Don and Mike Show.
Whoa! Stop thinking about Jeff Probst. I got 8,000 things going at once here.
I don't know which I like better, those sound effects or our newest version of Hail to the Redskins.
They're all good, Mike.
They are all good.
And don't forget, this is a good new tape, too.
Homo.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a good old tape. This is a good new tape.
God, you're ugly.
Thank you, Dr. Phil.
You know what?
What?
This is crap.
Yep.
We're going to stop this. We're just going to stop this.
And tonight, Friday night, this should be on the Letterman Show.
Yeah, right. I'm pulling your wang.
Wait a minute.
Now, it wasn't last week,
It was
right?
not last week, but I think tonight's the night that guy will be on again.
Okay, I'll check it out tomorrow.
I hope so. There was something that I wanted. This has got to be a quick break. I always say that and we go long, but really I mean it this time.
Go long.
I hope I am...
Sorry.
I hope I am not violating a confidence here.
Violation.
What I would like... I want to read an email that my mother-in-law sent me. I told some of you guys about this. I think it's funny. It involves... now, my mother-in-law, Big Frida, who you know I love like my mom.
I know.
She dreams a lot. I don't dream that much, especially since Frida's passed. I've not had one dream, I don't think, since Frida passed away. So I got this, and bear with me, because this is like nothing. Let me move the microphone. It's unprofessional, but the only way to get by the computer.
Right.
It's funny when you hear who is in the dream that she's referring to.
Okay.
So, and again, I tried to call her to ask her permission, but I'm sure she wouldn't have a problem with this. Well, anyway, it reads as follows. I got this a day ago. Hi, honey. I had a dream last night that you and I were somewhere with a lot of other people, and there was music of different kinds in the background. Then a man came closer to us and was singing with full background music. He was singing, "Thanks for the Memories." And we saw the man was Bob Hope. And he came right up to you and me and said, "This was for us, from Frida."
Bob Hope?
She got you Bob Hope.
Bob Hope.
That's
Bob
nice.
Hope.
You could do a lot worse.
You know, and I'm sure that my mother-in-law, who I love desperately, really had that dream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's the case, to my sweet angel Frida, no.
Full orchestra.
It's Lombardi, okay?
Hello there, Packer fans.
If anybody is going to send... If anybody is going to send a message from the other side, it sure as hell better not be Bob Hope.
But he can't sing.
No, well then
Lombardi can't sing.
How about John Lennon?
John Lennon.
I take John Lennon.
But see, you're limited in your mother-in-law's consciousness. Maybe John Lennon isn't there.
Right.
How about Jimi Hendrix? No, Jimmy. If
That
John
wouldn't be there.
If John Lennon's not there, Jimi Hendrix wouldn't be there.
No. Yeah.
How about...
maybe she was sending a joke.
No.
You know, because she knew if it was Bob Hope. I mean, with the hours that we've spent.
Right. No,
I want to tell you.
She got no idea. How about Roy Orbison? I'm trying to think of anyone who
That's an obscure one.
Anybody who she might also share.
Do you think? You think she'd share that one? Think real hard.
I don't know.
Your mother-in-law.
No.
Roy Orbison.
Probably not.
Johnny Cash. Maybe. Although he'd have to really come out and just say, "This is Johnny Cash."
I got it.
Yeah.
Eddie Arnold.
Oh, the guy from Green Acres.
That's Eddie Albert.
No, that's Eddie Albert. I'm thinking of Eddie Arnold. Eddie Arnold, the
old-time crooner?
The old, crossover crooner.
Okay.
Eddie Arnold.
I don't know.
And he used to do these commercials and always talk kind of like this. Just weird because he was a country guy.
Okay.
Sounds like he's got to get to the Brockett General.
Sounds like William Castle.
End of the week, and that means all the crap that I've wanted to bring up that's just piling up, including speaking of piling, and huge piles. Here's, again, the picture of Jeff Probst.
There he is.
It's photoshopped. We're 99.9% sure. At DonnaMikeWebsite.com.
0.1% of us is holding out.
There it is right next to your face.
You know who's really... Well, I'm just holding it up so you can see it.
I understand that.
You know who's really excited about this, and I mentioned this earlier, is Mr. Sulu.
Yeah.
A shock. They actually ran this last night.
Hello, Captain.
I guess it was during the middle of CSI. Oh, and I was telling everybody I thought that the CSI last night would be a repeat.
It wasn't a repeat?
No. It was not.
I didn't watch it last night.
It was originally supposed to be a repeat because they thought the World Series would go to Game 5. There was no Game 5, so it was a new one. And boy... God damn, was it a good one. When that, when that face at the very end.
Did you jump?
When the burn face, when the eyes opened.
Yes.
And I knew that something would happen, but still, God damn, that show was cool.
I was so angry at television last. I was as angry at television last night as I have been in a long time.
Why?
I watched. I think it's Primetime Live that they had last night with this disc jockey, and she's in Rochester, New York, and they have a terrible relationship, and they put hidden cameras in their house to show them fighting, and I'm just screaming at the TV. I'm saying, don't buy this. And they're saying, now look what happens when the subject of having another baby comes up. And I'm like, the cameras, it's so transparent. And they wanted us to trowel this out and believe this, that they have the lady at the kitchen table.
Is she a DJ?
She's a DJ.
Okay,
I said, first of all, they're in the media, which means it's BS to start with.
Is she heavy?
Second of all,
that's right.
They're bad actors. So you see them tweaking these fights up, and then they have them come on with the reporter and say, now let's watch their reaction when they saw themselves on camera. I said, I'm yelling. I said, saw themselves. They staged the whole thing. And here's the worst part: she is at the kitchen counter, and he is angled so that you see his right shoulder with a perfect centered shot of her that you can only get if you've got a monitor and you position yourself that way. And, strangely enough, the vast majority of the time that they were arguing, that's exactly where he would stand and she would sit. And it was such total BS, and they expect you to believe it. And they went on and on and on.
Excuse me for just a second. Everybody's calling.
You didn't like it very much.
Everybody's calling about CSI. That apparently we're out of the loop on that. Hello, Donna Mike Show.
Yes, it was a rerun.
It was.
I've never seen it
before.
I had not either, and I called Rob, and he had not seen it either. All right.
It was still a good one.
No, I agree. I thought it was a new one. You know what? They fooled me then because they had that new opening. You know how they spliced up the opening a little different to make to highlight each of the stars? Mm-hmm. They ran their newer opening.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right.
So you will get fooled again.
All right. Thank you, Michael.
Lovely little thought. Is that the new opening where they have all the boxes and all their pictures are up there and they're kind of looking up and down at each other?
That's the Brady Bunch. Mike.
Oh, sorry about that.
The new opening has William Peterson, and it's a candid shot. He's standing in a girl's bedroom, and he's nude. And
standing in front of a
looks
rack
just like Jeff Probst.
Rack of clothes. And
Now, I didn't see the Open. Did he fall over the ottoman last night?
Wrong show again. And come on, move it to this decade. I did get a call from Buzz last night.
Yes.
And I figured that Buzz and Marcia may have had a glass of wine with dinner last night.
Really?
Because here's the call. Now, Buzz normally doesn't call during CSI. If Buzz and I chat about CSI, it's normally after the show. If it's like, God, do you believe how that brain exploded or whatever it is? But this was a rare in-show CSI call.
as soon as we went to the first break, I think.
Right. Phone rings, and I see it's Buzz, and I go, hi. And he says, Marcia and I are watching with a question for you.
I'm upset.
I said, okay, what is it? How come when they go into a house, they never turn on the lights? They always just use flashlights.
Daytime, nighttime, there are light switches. They're wearing gloves. They're not going to squirrel any prints. Why not just flip on the light switch? Why is it always with flashlights?
And I know that we've gone through this before, and I just said to Buzz, I think it's because it looks cooler on TV.
Yeah, well, that's what we decided.
I would say it may be because the electric lights might disturb any evidence.
Really?
Like if there's splatter on a light bulb, for example.
I think it just looks cooler on TV. And then I got into a lengthy discussion, by my standards lengthy, during CSI when no one calls.
Right.
Said to Buzz, well, what about when they always put the little pen flashlights in their mouth? They don't really have to do that, but it gives them the cool angle. And
Mark Helgenberger is the best at that.
Putting the flashlight in their mouth?
Yes.
And you know what else they had last night on CSI, too?
What?
They had a bunch of shots of... first off, they dress her like in she wears tighter T-shirts than you do, Buzz.
That's saying something.
And there was one of those shots where it was over her shoulder as she was looking at some piece of paper, and Grissom's behind his desk. It's like it's like the over-the-shoulder boulder holder shot, where really the only reason she's in that shot is for her boobs.
The cleavage.
For her cleavage.
I found out why they don't turn on the lights when they go into a house.
Why?
Mr. Moonves says the electricity is not free. That's it.
Good old Lay Moonves.
Lay Moonves says, come on, shut that off. There's no need to put that light on.
All right.
Quint, if you have to. But...
so anyway, the big story yesterday was the fact that Mr. Sulu's a queer, like we didn't know it already.
Hello, Captain.
We had nothing, of course, to do with him, except one time when he was on the show. Something about Star Trek. It was when we were at the other station.
Right.
And what?
I'm just thinking about when he was in the studio with us. Hello.
Something really smelled.
George Takei.
And we did not know at the time. Yeah, it might have been his...
Yeah, right. I'm pulling your wang!
I don't think it was that. I always thought it was his feet. You thought it was his breath.
I know it was his breath. It was really, I mean, I was next to him. It was his breath.
Well, I thought it was his feet, that he had on shoes with no socks.
It was very bad breath. Very, very interesting breath.
That would have been shortly after he met his partner when he was on your show.
Anyway, yes, he's
on the timeline.
He's out of the closet.
Well,
right.
my.
He has been with his current partner, Brad. I wonder,
Brad Takei.
Do you think that they ever find any Klingons? God, do you think every disc jockey in America uses that joke already today?
Doesn't matter. It's a good joke.
Anyway, he's gay.
Excuse me, Brad.
Also,
would you like to boldly go where no man has gone before?
Hold on, before we get to this, a lot of people have the CSI calls here, I think. Hello, Don and Mike show. Is this about CSI?
Yeah, this is Bobby. My house was broken in several years ago, and when the cops came out to investigate, they didn't want to turn any overhead lights on or anything. They wanted to use their flashlights. So
why?
I think that's a common practice because the overhead lights may cast shadows where their spotlights put the light on exactly where they want to look.
All right, who knows? I told Buzz I just think it's because it looks cool on TV. All right, you must just be getting silly drunk last night. You called me with a dumb question like that.
I thought it was important. I didn't think we could continue the show without it.
Right in the middle of CSI. He and Marcia, they're a big bottle
Did he
of
let
wine.
you know that George Takei was gay?
He did not.
I assume.
Finally.
I assume.
Does he end his calls to you with finally?
Yes. Yes, every time.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
Don and Mike, I think I know why.
Okay.
It's so the DAs in Sacramento know what they're looking at.
Okay. Thank you so hard. Hello, Don and Mike show. Thank you very hard. Hello.
Don.
And Mike, hi.
How are you?
Okay.
I was just calling to let Mike know I'm calling from Rochester. And that DJ that was on last night?
Yeah.
the funniest part about her whole gig was they're showing her outside a rock concert, and the van behind her is the competing radio station with the competing morning show.
That just made me so mad. That was so contrived and phony, and they trowed it out like it was a real couple having problems. It sucked.
And that was on Primetime Live?
Yeah, it was on Primetime Live, and, the guys are, let's see how they react. Now, well, how they react, all they're doing is, and you know how people have that kind of smirk when they're fighting, when they know the cameras are there, and they're so dumb, and they were such rednecks.
You hit the nail on the head. You can't do a hidden camera thing with disc jockeys, even with lady disc jockeys.
Exactly.
They're going to lie about it.
And let's see what happens when her mother was over, positioned perfectly so the cameras could see her too. Duh.
Why is Primetime Live even doing that?
Because
are there no news
Live,
stories to cover?
ABC's falling into the sea.
But they do love doing the hidden camera stories,
Yeah, but a hidden camera story is that is exactly what it is. A hidden camera. They showed them putting these cameras up, and it's just like they put the scaffolding up in the kitchen. They can see these cameras.
They should do a hidden camera story with George Takei.
Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Radio Overlords, how are you today?
Hi there.
I'll tell you what, it's amazing with that show last night. It's amazing CSI is able to hold on to that #1 slot on Thursdays.
Why?
Brilliant television.
Hold on, are you being facetious?
Yes, I'm talking about that show you're talking about with that DJ from here.
Wait, you're saying CSI.
Hold on. First off, Primetime Live is on at a different time than CSI.
And a different channel.
Are you dissing CSI?
No, CSI is one of my favorite television.
Primetime, you're talking about Primetime Live.
That's the reason I'm calling. I work in the Monroe County Crime Lab up here in Rochester, New York.
Yeah.
And the reason they don't turn on, they leave the crime scene exactly as it was. If the lights were on, they keep them on. If they were off,
okay, question though.
Okay, Buzz, can I just have one dumb question first? Do you really work as a CSI?
Yeah, no, okay. I'm a lab analyst.
In the lab.
All right, but the people that are CSIs, I've often wondered this. When I watch Law and Order, they call it CSU because they don't want to give any publicity to CSI.
Right.
Is it crime scene? Is it CSI or are they CSUs?
The CSU is the entire division. The CSI is the individual person who goes out to work at the crime scene.
Well, that would explain on Law and Order. So they're really not breaking the rule, which is why on Law and Order they always say, has CSU come by yet to see this, rather than saying, has a CSI.
Correct.
I thought perhaps different cities sometimes called it different things as well.
That may be, but I know here that the entire division is called CSU. And we call the cronies that go out to the field, we call them CSI.
Well, hey, Buzz, and one more thing. Can you get me one of those cool windbreakers? It
says crime scene investigation.
Yeah.
or just CSI.
I got a great one from the DEA that's just fantastic. I love putting it on.
Well, you know what's going to happen if he does that?
What?
You give it to Rob, and that's going to be on eBay in a month.
That's right. All right, Buzz, what?
I appreciate the expertise. I was swallowing. I didn't think it was going to go then. I appreciate the expertise on the flashlight thing, but really, if the room is dark, the flashlight only highlights a certain part. I mean, aren't you going to miss stuff in the dark, in the shadows?
Geez, I never thought of that.
Glad I could help.
Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm not
Buzz.
really sure.
Had to brass for me.
Mike, let me tell you this real quick.
Okay.
I was at popbitch.com.
You love that website.
I do. I find there's something there like once every 3 weeks that's just great. They're reporting that Robert Blake bought Fratello's.
Really? Oh, my God, that restaurant he likes so bad.
The restaurant where he killed his wife?
Man, I pay it. That's the best ravioli. I'm going to buy the whole joint, brother. Now I get all my pasta for free. They got the best pasta. It's the best Italian pasta. It's just like you flew over to Italy.
Okay, and one more thing.
Robert, you should buy that other restaurant.
Which one?
Killer Shrimp.
Killer Shrimp.
And one more thing. You're going to hear this on all kinds of TV shows and radio shows today, but they're probably going to not tell it to you the way that I'm going to tell it to you. This is from Delaware on Tuesday night. We are working on finding somebody from the neighborhood because we're actually heard in that neck of the woods. All right. There's a lady that killed herself on Tuesday night.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I know you heard this.
Right.
But I'm sure you didn't hear it quite this way. She's in her mid-40s. She hung herself from a tree in front of her yard.
Right.
15 feet off the ground. Wow. For an entire day and a half, people drove past the dead lady because they thought she was a Halloween decoration.
Thought it was a Halloween decoration. Scared kids.
And
just kept driving by all day and all night.
Anyway, that's... It's wacky. I thought it's funny. I searched all day. I can't find a picture.
Oh, they didn't take a picture of it?
Nobody's got a picture. So if you want to see a picture, look at the picture of Jeff Probst.
Always, yes. If you have any questions about anything that Don mentioned in this break, just check out the picture of Jeff Probst.
Hi, Mike.
Hi there, Billy Big Boy.
It's a different hanging.
You bag.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, faggot.
Okay, faggot. That's all I got. Everything else just stinks. So when we come back, I know the Friday favorite,
wonderful,
and a brand new one too. Well, we'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
This is Napoleon Dynamite speaking, and his best friend Pedro.
Hello, everyone.
Do you like fun? If yes, then visit the Utah State Fair for tons of spellbinding events, like rodeos, demolition derbies, ultimate fighting.
Are there ninjas?
Heck yes. Ninjas are all around us, practicing their deadly art of invisibility. Why else do you think I constructed this killer pair of nunchucks?
Those are corn dogs on some string.
Yeah, but the dang ninjas don't know that.
State Fair.
Hey, Napoleon, are there ninjas even in the restroom?
Why? Do you have to go?
Well, I can hold it.
All your wildest dreams will come true at the Utah State Fair.
Visit UtahStateFair.com. Thank you.
Mike Show.
You're very welcome.
How's it? The Don and Mike Show.
Hey, now listen, on Monday, it's All Hallows Eve.
Yes.
And it's a tradition on the show.
Oh, yes.
Joe Ardinger will be out live during our show.
Trick-or-treating for beer.
Yeah. Oh, and we got the whole dumb thing with the clock thing this weekend, so we'll be getting darker earlier on Halloween this year.
Fall sideways.
Yeah, and I just always remember, listen, it's the wrong time.
Is this the one you don't like?
This is the one I don't like.
You like the one, well, the one actually in the spring, you just say it goes back to normal.
Yes.
Right.
So
I agree.
In my mind, starting Monday, we will be doing the show from 2 until 6.
You mean you're not thrilled with that extra hour of sleep?
Well, no, you lose the hour on the one that I like, right? This is where you gain the hour.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter. You know what? Here's the thing. I'll wake up on Sunday morning at 7, and instead of it being 7, it'll be 6. And I'll just go, crap, 7 hours to go until football.
Right.
Well, that's why I like the other way.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm planning on needing that extra hour of sleep.
Do you know that I used to work a lot of times, especially in Chicago on WLS, if you were working the shift where you had the extra hour, you loved it because there was you would do this whole thing. You would play, does anybody really know what time it is? Right. And they would have all this special production elements.
To actually have the clocks turned back?
Yeah, that you would get an extra hour.
It's just a constant reminder that everything now that you plug in has a clock in it.
That's true.
Everything.
Right.
Yeah, you lose 2 hours, 1 hour just resetting everything.
Yeah, and also another reason why Indianapolis is just the best city in America. Yeah. They never change their clocks.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, this whole thing is crap. Next week it's going to be dark at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's true.
Really?
Well, that's just not right.
No.
I know.
Wow, I thought it was 2:30.
Monday on the show. So Joe will be out with his wagon. He's going to be dressed as a priest with a bunch of pictures of child stars on his costume.
Male child stars.
He'll be out trick-or-treating for beer. And also Monday on the show. Now, they've told me definitely that Juliette Lewis, the great actress turned rock singer, will be on the show.
She's neat.
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah.
And I use neat in that just really old-fashioned way.
There's a 50-50 shot that she'll be here live in the studio.
You know how we like the guests to come in.
Oh, we do. We never get anybody coming in. Nah. So most likely she'll be on the telephone, but, who knows? Play our cards right.
All right.
She might be in here.
We should all dress nicely.
And then we can show her the Jeff Probst picture.
You don't think we need to... We don't need to dress nicely. She's kind of got that image, doesn't she? I think we should, in fact, dress even more down than we normally do.
Yeah.
No.
Tear some things.
WOP.
Oh, come on now.
She doesn't have a WOP.
You.
She does not.
I don't think.
In his mind, they all do.
And Rob is not spelling... I mean, he does... As much as you would like to think he's talking about WOPs.
No.
It has something to do with a part of the girl's body being worn out.
Yeah, okay. Go figure that out.
I see.
Get out your thesaurus.
Nice to see you, Miss Lewis.
I think hers is showroom new.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Really.
Let's not get happy.
Okay, refurbished. Low mileage.
Low mileage.
Low mileage.
Or as the dealers call it, like new.
Probably not like Randy the stripper.
Okay, Randy the stripper. That was like you're buying a $99 beater car. Beater, I hardly knew her. Okay, the Friday favorite. I told you we got somebody different this time. We've not heard. And who doesn't love Napoleon Dynamite?
Everybody.
We played the tape there a second ago. But anybody could do Napoleon Dynamite on their show. Let's welcome the real unsung hero of that movie, Pedro.
Napoleon can be here.
Hey, I voted for you. We wanted you on the show.
Vote for Pedro.
We wanted you on the show, Pedro.
All of your wildest dreams will come true.
Will you make me a cake?
I will build you a cake. Would you like me to build you a cake? Hi, Don.
Hi, Pedro.
Hey, Pedro.
Hello, Buzz.
Hello. Good to see you.
I am so thrilled to be on the Don and Mike show.
You know, you're very popular in that movie, Napoleon Dynamite.
Don, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you again, Pedro.
I have not seen you since the Donkey Show.
Oh, the live sex show down in Mexico.
Let to send my heartfelt wishes out to everyone on the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yes.
They were really whacked hard by the hurricane. It wasn't Katrina. It was Wilma.
You ever been to Cancun, Mexico?
Cancun?
Yeah.
Cozumel?
Yeah, I think all those areas were hit, right?
So I'm very, very excited to be here.
You know
this is a live radio show.
I'm noticing now that you bring the same energy to the radio microphone that you bring to the silver screen.
Energy? What type of energy are you talking about?
You are bursting with energy.
I can only do it this way.
I know.
I'm sorry, this is who I am.
We like that.
No, what I'm saying is you're dynamic. You're
Did you
vital.
watch the World Series?
I watched part of it, yeah.
Again.
Oh, yeah.
Thumbs up.
He's one of your people, isn't he?
All the great players are from Latin America.
Oh, did you see they had the Latin players, the greatest Latino players of all time?
Roberto Clemente.
Right?
Tony Perez.
Lefty
Gomez. Alex A-Rod Rodriguez.
Right.
A-Rod.
Orlando Cepeda. Rod Carew. Manny Ramirez, David Ortiz. Luis Aparicio. Senor Carew is my favorite.
Yeah.
What a great hitter he was.
Yes.
Are you having a good time?
A very good time.
Since it's Friday.
Yeah.
I will build Beth Ann a cake.
Oh, now, isn't that nice? You can build her a cake.
I like her bangs. I truly do.
Sure.
This is fun. Like a piñata full of tater tots. I'm so happy to be here. But yesterday, I was real hot flying in the airplane. I felt as though I had to take all my hair off and shave it.
Pedro?
And throw it into the closet again.
May I give you a compliment?
What?
You have a very nice wispy mustache.
It only took me 2 days to grow it.
Oh, very good.
It's a gift I have. Just like my brothers. You know my brothers with their shaved head?
Yeah.
In the big fancy car?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I was hanging out with Napoleon over the weekend, and his Uncle Rico, and his grandma. And she said, Napoleon, fix yourself a quesadilla. I said, it's not a quesadilla. It's a quesadilla.
Yeah, right, you're right.
She said, you say it your way. I say it mine. I said, no problem at all. But I'm very excited to be here.
Sounds like it.
Represent all the great Latino and Latinas that have shaped the American media and society.
You're a hero.
Some might say that...
Roberto Duran, Oscar de la Hoya in boxing.
Some might say that your portrayal in Napoleon Dynamite was less inspiring, let's say, than the great Roberto Clemente, who was a Roma. Or how about Edward J.
James Almost.
The guy with the bad skin, Edward J. Almost.
Can I tell you a story?
Yes, please, Pedro.
He was at the World Series the other night.
Yeah.
And he read the list of all the Latin players.
Yes, he did.
I like him a lot. He's been on lots of TV shows. He's very famous in my country.
Yeah.
But my country now is your country.
Well, yes. Yeah. Sadly, that's true.
Yes.
You're taking over, aren't you?
I'm happy to be here. But I'm far out west, nowhere near where you are. That's why I'd like you to go to the Utah State Fair, please.
You know, the other cat, the Napoleon Dynamite cat, he's getting all kinds of work now.
I am still getting work with him, but only with him. I think people are discriminating against me.
You know, and here's the thing. People are taking that Napoleon Dynamite kid, and they're putting him in other roles. You are not in any other roles, are you?
But I will get more roles, because now I have a new agent.
Oh, you have a new agent?
Okay. He told me, you should play up the fact that you're from Mexico more, especially on this show with these people.
Mm-hmm.
He said, these people will like it if you do that. So if you don't mind, I will now put on this festive sombrero.
Now,
does that fit more into your image of what I should be?
That's huge.
He also said to me, when you come into the Don and Mike show, the first thing you should say is, my name is Jose Jimenez.
we
I said, who is that? He said, too long ago. It didn't matter to me.
Hey,
and now look, I have fake bullets that I will put across my chest.
You look like, what's his name, Pancho Villa.
You like that? Now I will stand up. And I will do a little dance. Do you have some music for me?
Do you want the Mexican hat dance?
I will build you a dance.
Hold on,
watch this.
Here
we go. Now I go back. Like that. I will dance around the hat. That is the stereotype that I was told you would enjoy more than any other. May I sit down now?
Yes. You know, another stereotype perhaps you got me with.
My head is very hot. I am so sorry.
What about cockfighting? Are you into cockfighting?
Oh, yes, most definitely. We do that every Saturday night at home. Not here.
Oh, and Pedro. God,
the best in the world is in Guadalajara.
How could I forget? How could I forget? Did you take a look at the yard work outside? What do you think of the job that the lawn technicians are doing here at the station?
My agent said you would ask me about that. Feeling, the great stereotypes on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
My best cock is called Little Buzz. That's the one that I fight with all the time. But let me continue what I was doing. It was my high school project.
Please.
I would like to pay great tribute to some of the great performers that have shaped Latin America.
Okay, good.
Paul Rodriguez, Tito Puente,
Jesus.
Ricardo Montalban.
This is just showing.
I am very excited. And the great one.
And the thing is, you're really giving like a real list.
The man who is the great one.
Who's that?
Jorge Lopez.
George Lopez.
The great Jorge Lopez.
George Lopez.
Jorge Lopez is revered in all of Latin America. We are very, very proud of him.
Did you see the TV movie where he was...
And, of course, let's not forget Greg Garcia. He's an executive producer for the brand new show, My Name is Earl. Have you seen it?
Yeah, have I seen it? He used to be our gopher intern.
It's funny.
He could not look more Aryan, though. He does not look Hispanic at all. He has blonde hair and blue eyes.
I glued a razor blade to Little Buzz's claw so that he would be able to defeat his opponent cock all the better.
Oh, with your cockfighting.
Yes, you asked about it and I will tell you. But someone said to me once, they said, Pedro, if you show more energy, maybe you will get more TV and movie roles.
Yeah.
I said, this is the only energy that I possess. I'm very pleased to be here, but unfortunately, I cannot muster any more energy.
Let me ask you something. Then.
I am who I am.
If right now you are moving as fast as you possibly can, why don't you make yourself comfortable and slow down to a speed of conversation that you feel more comfortable with?
So you say I can talk with less energy and I can talk more naturally?
Because right now, in your mind, we must be going like a million miles an hour.
He scares me.
Okay.
You talk so fast. You and all the people on your show.
Okay.
Then it sounds like kaboom, kaboom, almost like machine gun fire.
Let's slow it down then.
Thank you. There is a chalupa in my Mexican pants. The chimichanga has gotten too hot. Take it and remove it from the pan. I will pick you up and go to the fiesta on Friday. Okay, I get it out of my system. Is there a chance I could take a siesta now? My head is very hot. Did you like the movie Napoleon Dynamite?
Did I? You know what?
Some of my friends have said it is the only movie I will ever be in.
You know what?
Do you think it is, Rob?
I'd like to see it in another.
You know what I'm looking for from you?
What?
Some hubcaps for a '68 Camaro.
My agent said also. Don Ephraim. He said that
Donald Ephraim is your agent?
Oh, yes.
He's good.
He is based in Chicago.
He sucks. He's our agent.
He is?
He's the worst.
Oh, we have that in common.
He could not negotiate his way out of a paper bag.
I tell you, Don Ephraim has said to me, Pedro, Someday, you'll be a big star. Look at the T-shirts. Everyone is wearing all over this United States.
Now, let me ask you about that.
For Pedro.
Are you getting any pesos from that? Okay. How many pesos do you get for each T-shirt that is sold that says
I
vote
was
for
told
Pedro?
last week that we sold 10,000.
Oh, I mean, I see them at Walmart and Target
10,000
everywhere.
of them, yes. I thought they sold 10,000, and I got a check 2 weeks ago from Donnie.
Yes?
I got a check for $4.72.
Perfect. For 10,000 shirts.
You see, there's more where that came from, Pedro. Call me at my home in Palm Beach, Florida. He said, I am reclining on my backyard deck wearing sandals with black socks. If they are making a Sanford and Son movie, I could be playing Julio.
Yes.
Or I could be in the remake.
Are you jealous?
Of Chico and the Man.
Are you jealous of Freddie Prinze Jr.'s success?
Very much so. They said, Pedro, you will never get a role like that. I said, why is that? Because you don't talk with the same energy. You barely even open your mouth when you're talking. I said, what's the big deal?
Okay, let's try this.
Okay.
Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Pedro.
I don't want to run for class president.
Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Sally says seashells by the seashore.
You know, that's not bad. Okay. Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Rubber
baby.
I start again.
Rubber. That's a hard one for even me to say fast.
I find your games to be very, very degrading.
Oh, I got a joke for you.
They're very sad.
Hey,
I'm very, very upset.
Whatever I ask you, answer rubber balls and liquor.
Okay.
Hey, Pedro, what'd you have for breakfast?
Rubber balls and liquor.
What'd you have for lunch?
Rubber balls and liquor.
What'd you do to your girlfriend last night?
Rubber balls and liquor. Can I see the picture of Jeff Probst?
Oh, really?
I heard you talking about it. I would really like to look at it.
Here it is, right there. I just happen to have it. Hi! Oh, now he comes to life.
Wow.
That is huge. Wow, that is fantastic. Do you think I have a future in other movies? Someone said I could perhaps be in a movie, but it would have to be a special movie for me.
I think you could be in, have you thought about porno? Speaking of Jeff Probst.
Come see porno.
You know.
Oh, you mean the movies where people have sex?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Sex movies.
I would be glad to do that.
Would you be in a sex movie?
I do. I would love to.
Would you be in a sex movie with animals?
See? I would do that.
Would you allow people to watch you having sex with, say, a donkey?
I would like to do anything I could to further my career.
What about with a rooster? Would you have sex with a rooster?
That is against my religion.
Would you have?
That is very bad.
Would you have
and
sex?
It also would hurt the rooster.
Would you have sex with your rooster named Buzz?
Rooster named Buzz, yes.
Your cock named Buzz?
No, I couldn't.
No.
I use that for my entertainment. That is it. I am so very excited to be on the Don and Mike show. Congratulations. I was told to be here to do promos for your station, too.
Oh, good.
I can do them right now if you wish.
Go ahead. Are we rolling tape? Here is Pedro.
Hi, this is Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. Free FM. Bueno. This is the second
Nicely
one.
done.
Hi, this is Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. He's free. You don't have to pay for it. How about that? Free FM, man. Hi, this is Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. Other things on radio you have to pay for. No, here. He's free. Doesn't that make you feel good? And one more.
Okay.
Miguel Yu says, free is good. This is Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. I hope you enjoy getting all of this fine quality entertainment without having to pay for it.
I wonder what you would be like if I gave you like 8 cans of Red Bull.
8 cans of Red Bull would not change. I have had that before. That is the stuff that they drink for the energy.
I'm
that
thinking
has
about
a lot
like
of
filling
caffeine.
you up with black 7-Eleven coffee, Red Bull, maybe some Jolt Cola, some Mountain Dew.
I drank 2 cases one time in a whole afternoon of Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what happened to me?
What happened?
One thing.
What?
My right eyebrow, it lifted up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both connected. So it actually went higher than the other. My prostitution business is el bueno.
Oh, good. Well, there's that.
20 pesos. I will do what you say so.
Oh, now that's bad.
That's a silly joke.
Do you have sex with anyone that asks?
It depends. I would like to try to get Summer Wheatley. Are you familiar with her in the movie?
Oh, yeah, right. Yes, right.
She is the girl that voted. Yes. That didn't vote against me, but she ran against me for class president. But I won after Napoleon did his dance, his silly, stupid dance with his space boots.
Right.
It was fun. Rico and Uncle Rico, and I could pull a train. That is big fun.
Uncle Rico ever give you the bad touch?
All the time.
All the time?
Sure.
Yes. I'm pretty sure he likes boys better than girls. He throws his football, and then he said, come into my little trailer. And inside, he was scary.
Yeah.
All inside were pictures. Pictures of men that looked just like that Jeff Probst. But they were real. They were from magazines like Playgirl.
Did he ever take your temperature?
He tried. I hit him with a pan that he had on his stove. I hit him as hard as I could, and I ran. I ran through the wheat field. Rico's walls are forever wet.
All right.
Very bad.
Wow. Listen, we are here with Pedro, the high-energy Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. It's quite a pleasure to be here.
We'll play the game this week, a low-budget Jeopardy, 877-365-3636. It's the game where people answer questions, and they win cash and fabulous prizes.
You think after we get done, you could maybe pay me?
Sure.
Something small?
Sure.
How about this? Would you like a shiny new dime?
Sure. I would take whatever I can get.
Okay, shiny new dime.
Yes, and I'm cutting some of my hair off and giving it to your man in the back.
To Rob, why is that?
He told me he will sell it on eBay.
Yeah,
crazy.
He's a very popular man in my country. They call him El Roberto. El Roberto, the merchant of Spain. Bueno.
You want to play the game? I see. We've got. We need 2 challengers this week.
I brought you a pint of queso.
Light them up if you got them. Smoke them if you got them.
Delicious. This is so much fun. Would you like some fajitas?
You know,
I could make them on my forehead because it's so hot.
You are so slow, you're almost moving backwards.
That's the way I always have been.
I know.
I wish I could pick up my energy, but it's impossible to. So sad. I like to say hi to all of my relatives in Manassas, Virginia. Thank you so much.
Look Around Cafe.
Are they all welcome to... Isn't tonight Hispanic night at O'Mara's?
Yes, thank you, Don.
Isn't every night Hispanic night at O'Mara's?
I find Chili's to be a bad cafe.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Hi, you probably know me as Napoleon Dynamite and his best friend Pedro.
Hello.
At the Utah State Fair, you can witness pretty much the most amazing skills of the land, like flower arranging skills, painting skills, quilting skills, cake baking skills.
You cannot eat the cakes.
Huh?
But the cakes, they're not for eating.
Did you eat one or something?
Yes, a little bit.
Dang.
So you've got the same energy in that public service announcement. See... Not a lot of energy, even when you're doing like a TV ad with
those cakes are like 1,000 days old.
I feel pretty sweaty.
The Utah State Fair. All your wildest dreams will come true.
Visit UtahStateFair.com. I'm going to go home and lay down.
Okay, see ya.
Mike Show. It's time to make stinky with Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
See, somebody told me to pull back the curtain.
Yeah. Hi, Pedro.
I have more energy now. I took a Vivarin.
You took a Vivarin?
No. I'm not as boring as that.
Oh, my.
Isn't it a good character?
I think you should stick exactly to the way Pedro is in the movie.
Okay.
There.
Is this the time on your show when you play your game?
And now it's time to play Low Budget Jeopardy. Here is the incredibly vibrant Pedro.
I will build you a fritada. Now entering the studio is our first challenger.
And then all your dreams will come true.
This person is from Dalton Gardens, Idaho. That's close to where I live.
Sure.
Let's say hi to the student, Tristan.
This is Tristan from Idaho. Hi, Tristan.
Hey, Pedro, LQ, how you doing?
She does not sound like a girl.
Hey, hold on a second. Your name is Tristan?
Yeah.
Is that a girl's name or a boy's name?
Chick's name.
That would be a boy's name.
How do you spell it, sir?
Tristan.
Tristan. Well, still. I mean, are you sure your parents weren't trying to name you Tristan?
I'm not sure. It might have been.
It's an interesting name. My name is Pedro. Yours is Tristan, like a girl.
Vote for Pedro.
Now entering the studio is our second challenger from New Jersey.
Oh, from
a lobbyist
from New Jersey.
Let's say hi to Aaron Killian.
Hello, Aaron.
Thank you. Hola, Pedro.
Hola. And now entering the studio is the host of LBJ Jeopardy. Tristan and Aaron, don't screw with El Kill.
Thank you, Pedro.
And say hi to Alex Trebek Geronimo.
There you go. That's my guy.
Thank you.
Don't forget, big cockfight after the show tonight.
Yes, you're invited. With all of your friends. Especially the one that has his wife gone away.
Thank you, Pedro.
Here are your categories, guys. Tristan and Aaron. Your categories.
Yeah.
That's good. I will be a fireman.
It's best spook ever.
And fuego.
Okay.
Name that brew. People like getting drunk at Halloween, and also scary stats. And let's see.
Good luck to everyone playing the game.
So they're both guys. So it's New Jersey versus Idaho. Let's give the guy in Idaho a chance first. Tristan, go ahead.
Sometimes, Don.
What?
So best spook ever for one.
I dream about Napoleon's fat girlfriend, and then I change the bedding.
Yes.
I'm sorry to tell you that, but you feel like a father to me that I can share these things.
You know what we call that, Pedro?
What? The price of gasoline.
Right.
Emission.
That's right.
See. Okay, who's going first?
Oh, Tristan, I think he picked. Did you pick best spook ever?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Best spook ever. He likes the blood. Do you like the blood?
What is a vampire?
Yes, we would have taken Dracula or vampire.
$1.
Yes.
You're on the board and rolling. Tristan, please select again.
Best spook ever for two.
I always screw up his name. He's a good friend of mine. Beelzebub. Good friend of mine.
What is saint? Satan?
Did he say saint?
I don't know.
It sounded like he said saint.
You people are so hard to understand. Aaron, it's your chance to steal.
Who is Satan?
There you go. That's right, my good friend Satan.
$2 for Aaron. Select again, please.
We'll finish out the category.
All right, best spook ever for $3. He's either the star of the movie Halloween or Wayne's World.
Who's Mike Myers?
There you go. Right.
$3 for you, Aaron. You have a lead, and it's time to select again.
Name that brew for one.
Name that brew. Everybody likes having beer at Halloween.
Yeah. He makes me crazy.
The King.
Who's Budweiser?
There you go, of course.
Who
so
is
easy.
Budweiser? Like he's a person. It's stupido. Aaron, select again.
Brew for $2. Here we go.
Brew for $2.
The beer that made Milwaukee famous.
What is Milwaukee's best?
Negative. I'm going by advertising slogans here, son.
Tristan, your chance to steal.
What is Old Milwaukee?
No.
Again, same thing he said. No, it would be Schlitz.
Schlitz is the beer that made
Milwaukee famous.
Yes. It is good beer. I like it.
Good. Enjoy the great taste of beer.
It comes in a bottle. Krishenko
used to say that.
Yeah. I remember that. I'm actually 52 years old. Aaron, you're in control. Select again, please.
Finish the category, please.
All right, name that brew for $3. It's miles away from the ordinary.
Ooh. What is Michelob Ultra?
No, negative. Sorry.
Tristan, your chance to steal. Well, he sounds like he is hitting a button when he talks.
It's like a click thing. No, but you got the buzzer. Yeah, no, it's Corona, of course, miles away from the ordinary, but the buzzer got you. What, Pedro? Pedro?
Do you know?
What? I got the feeling you're going to say something very important, so let's just stop and listen.
I'm sorry to take the time out of your game.
It's okay. What would you like to say, Pedro?
Do you know what beer goes with?
Household phone.
Why does it click on and off? I hear the clicking sound. That's really annoying. Why are you doing the clicking sound?
I don't know. I'm hitting this mute button so you guys don't get distracted by background noise.
Oh, no, do not hit a mute button and don't worry about it. Just leave your telephone on.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay? All right. Very good. Here we go.
In my village,
yes,
they call me
National category.
Tell me about it.
History. It became a national holiday in the United States in 1890. Okay? History, that's your category. This became a national holiday in the United States in 1890. Tristan and Aaron answer in the form of question and good luck. And what's wrong? There it is. Thank you.
All contestants on No Budget Jeopardy will receive an all-expense-paid vacation to my favorite resort south of the border. This is my favorite place to go.
Pedro says.
Because it is right off the highway. It has restaurants, a pool, and games. And a wonderful gift shop. And you can fill up your tank and drive to Florida to eat oranges. Remember, if you go to south of the border, all your wildest dreams will come true.
Your wildest dreams.
Now back to Final Low Budget Jeopardy.
It's game time.
Thank you, Pedro.
With cash for you and me. It's time for Don and Mike to play Low Budget Jeopardy.
All right, let's see. We want to go to, is it Tristan first?
Tristan is the man with his less pesos.
Okay, here we go. Tristan, let's see. It became a national holiday in the United States in 1890.
What is Washington's birthday?
Negative.
I'm sorry that knocks you down to 0.
Here we go. Now, Aaron, if you've got the answer, you're the big wiener.
What is Halloween?
Oh, see, I knew you would think that, and nope. Christmas.
Oh, Feliz Navidad.
Christmas, right?
Oh, that's too bad.
Jesus Christ. That means it's the type of game that Alan Linewand, our former general manager, would love. We're giving away no pesos today.
Nobody has won. Everyone is sad.
That means Tristan and Aaron, don't go away mad. Just go away. Here now is Pedro to tell you what you've won. Pedro.
You do not go away empty-handed. You should be very happy about the fact that both of you have won $20 Tower Records gift cards. Tower Records on Tower.com is the only place to feed your addiction to pop culture. Get your fix at Tower. Tower Records. Life played loud. Last Christmas, I decorated my walls with lanterns. Paper lanterns all over my village. It was big fun. Hola.
Pot? Did you say pot? Oh, you pointed at Joe.
Hello, Joe. I mean, a long time ago. He and I have the same energy level on Monday.
All right, Tristan and Aaron, thank you for listening, fellas.
Muchas gracias, Pedro.
Muchas gracias, Tristan and Aaron.
See you at the cockfights tonight.
We will have a good time. Don't forget to wipe.
Now, that seems to be something that only you have a problem with.
Oh, no. A lot of people do. Sometimes you just forget when you're in high school. You've been in a high school restaurant before?
Yes, sure.
It is bad.
In a
Very
world
bad.
where owning a radio was strictly forbidden, one man found a way to bring good news to his people.
That's me.
He made it up.
I said big amounts of gang to Kip and the Fonda. You remember Kip and his girlfriend?
Yeah.
They like pot.
Did all their wildest dreams come true?
When she arrived, all her wildest dreams came true, and his too.
What is your lead story on news and comments tonight?
Tonight, as we approach Halloween, a key White House official becomes a ghost, weed won't give you cancer, and Halloween tombstones the kids will love.
Yes, in my country we call him Scooter Bandito.
Stay tuned for news and comments coming up on the Don and Mike Show.
Pedro, that was all very
professional, and don't forget to wipe.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Hey, we know that student loans are a part of your life, but being treated poorly by your current lender doesn't have to be. Not anymore. That's because you now have options, even if you have previously consolidated your student loans. Just call College Loan Corporation at 1-800-2-COLLEGE. College Loan Corporation is one of the nation's leading student loan providers. We will answer your questions and provide you with simple, personalized solutions. And by calling now, you may be eligible for up to a $2,000 cash rebate. That's 1-800-2-COLLEGE. It's the smartest call you can make.
Know the greatest phrase ever invented in shopping? No, it's not, I'll just wait in the car. The greatest phrase is, no thanks, I'm just looking. I mean, what freedom, what liberation, what a great way to buy car insurance. In fact, why not do some looking right now? Go to Geico.com. It's quick, it's easy, and you could save hundreds. You know, saving money looks good on you. Geico.com. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
To achieve true enlightenment, you must let go of all your earthly desires.
That's a problem. Subway Restaurants has this new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich. I can't give it up. Take a bite.
There's that old adage about food and enlightenment.
What is it?
A sandwich like a real woman.
That's deep.
Yes.
Everyone wants a new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich from Subway Restaurants. Tender chicken, melted cheese, zesty marinara sauce, and freshly baked bread. Subway, eat fresh.
Subway is a registered trademark of Doctors Associates, Inc.
At CompUSA, we get that entertainment centers don't just sit in living rooms, because now you can enjoy your DVDs, DVR, TV, MP3s, and games on a laptop with a 17-inch Ultimate True Bright display. It's the Toshiba Cosmeo G25 with Intel Centrino mobile technology. Get yours for just under $3,000. Only at CompUSA. We got it, we get it. Offer good through Sunday. See store for details.
To achieve true enlightenment, you must let go of all your earthly desires.
That's a problem. Subway Restaurants has this new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich. I can't give it up. Take a bite.
There's that old adage about food and enlightenment.
What is it?
A sandwich like a real woman.
That's deep.
Yes.
Everyone wants a new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich from Subway Restaurants. Tender chicken, melted cheese, zesty marinara sauce, and freshly baked bread. Subway, eat fresh.
Subway is a registered trademark of Doctors Associates, Inc.
Hello, my name's Smokey, and I'm a hardcore biker. I'm here to tell you that Geico... Hold on a sec. Is this the right music, bro? Really? Anyway, Geico covers most kinds of bikes, so you can get money-saving discounts whether you're a casual weekend rider or a hardcore biker like me. Yeah, see, man, I'm not sure. This music don't make a lick of sense.
For a free rate quote on motorcycle insurance, visit geico.com or call 1-800-44-CYCLE. Geico Motorcycle Insurance. Let's ride.
I'm here with Jennifer Love Hewitt, star in the new hit drama Ghost Whisperer. Now, your character, Melinda, talks to the dead.
I like to think of her as their last best friend on Earth.
Pretty wild stuff.
What's really cool about the show is that this is not a show where you're going to see people's heads spinning around. And sometimes that's what's going to be really scary about it, is because they will look like your neighbor.
Fascinating, even if you don't believe in ghosts.
It might make you go, you know, maybe I should believe.
Catch Jennifer on a new Ghost Whisperer, followed by the hit dramas Threshold and Numbers, CBS Tonight.
To achieve true enlightenment, you must let go of all your earthly desires.
That's a problem. Subway Restaurants has this new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich. I can't give it up. Take a bite.
There's that old adage about food and enlightenment.
What is it?
A sandwich like a real woman.
That's deep.
Yes.
Everyone wants a new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich from Subway Restaurants. Tender chicken, melted cheese, zesty marinara sauce, and freshly baked bread. Subway, eat fresh.
Subway is a registered trademark of Doctors Associates, Inc.
For all the best in wireless, it's Radio Shack. Come see for yourself now during our Best of the Best wireless sale. With the hot new Sprint PCS phone 8300 by Sanyo, you can get serious music on Sprint featuring 20 great commercial-free music channels of Sirius satellite radio. Get this phone for just $99.99 with qualifying new 2-year Sprint subscriber agreement at Radio Shack. Good through 11/5/05 after $30 Radio Shack on Siri rebate. Offer not available in all markets. Restrictions, early termination, activation fees apply. At Sirius Music Service phone $6.95 per month. Details in store.
I'm a woman. I like things like movies with dialogue and sweater sets. I like hot cocoa on a rainy day. I like the word cocoa. But most of all, I like my big fat hog. Which is why I have Geico Motorcycle Insurance. Geico covers most kinds of bikes and has money-saving discounts. Geico. That's nice.
For a free rate quote on motorcycle insurance, visit geico.com or call 1-800-44-CYCLE. Geico Motorcycle Insurance. Let's ride.
I'm here with Jennifer Love Hewitt, star in the new hit drama Ghost Whisperer. Now, your character, Melinda, talks to the dead.
I like to think of her as their last best friend on Earth.
Pretty wild stuff.
What's really cool about the show is that this is not a show where you're going to see people's heads spinning around. And sometimes that's what's going to be really scary about it, is because they will look like your neighbor.
Fascinating, even if you don't believe in ghosts.
It might make you go, you know, maybe I should believe.
Catch Jennifer on a new Ghost Whisperer, followed by the hit dramas Threshold and Numbers, CBS Tonight.
At CompUSA, we get that entertainment centers don't just sit in living rooms, because now you can enjoy your DVDs, DVR, TV, MP3s, and games on a laptop with a 17-inch Ultimate True Bright display. It's the Toshiba Cosmeo G25 with Intel Centrino mobile technology. Get yours for just under $3,000. Only at CompUSA. We got it, we get it. Offer good through Sunday. See store for details.
You've heard it's all about the O. Well, what does that mean? It means you have one place to go for a luxurious lifestyle. Overstock.com offers the web's best deals on designer fashions, books, music, sporting goods, bedding, assisted living products, all up to 70% off, plus affordable vacation packages and an auction department with hard-to-find one-of-a-kind items. Live operators 24/7, and it's $2.95 shipping on every order. Simple, safe, and easy. Overstock.com.
Ever wonder who coined the phrase, "We eliminate the middleman"? Well, one thing's pretty certain. It wasn't the middleman. And how did they eliminate him? Something fishy there. But I digress. Geico pioneered direct-to-consumer car insurance over 65 years ago, and they've been saving smart drivers money ever since. Give them a call, and you might ask them, what did they do with the middleman?
Geico's customer satisfaction stands at 97%. How would you rate your car insurance company? Geico. 1-800-947-AUTO. 15 minutes could save you 15%.
And now for the bonus round. If a triangle is happy and a square is sad, what is a rectangle?
Disappointed.
Correct. What's the square root of orange?
Turquoise.
Correct. About how many business days does it take Netflix to deliver DVDs right to your door?
1.
Correct! Choose your movies online and Netflix.com will deliver them in about 1 business day. All the movies you want starting at only $9.99 a month and absolutely no late fees. Netflix.com. It's that easy. DVDs at a time varies by program.
This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. Give someone special to you the gift that will be remembered for years to come. Name a star after them. The Star Registry will name a star after anyone on your gift list for $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. It's the perfect gift for birthdays, weddings, and just about any occasion. Give the ultimate gift. Call the Star Registry at 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. We proudly support the Starlight Starbright Children's Foundation.
Medulloblastoma, hyperdiploidy, posterior mediastinum, schemata classification. When an oncologist talks to you about childhood cancer, it could sound like a foreign language. CureSearch.org is a website that can help. It connects you to the doctors and scientists whose collaborative research has turned childhood cancer from a nearly incurable disease to one with an overall cure rate of 78%. CureSearch.org. You're not as alone as you feel.
Brought to you by CureSearch and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name is Aaron, and I'm a survivor of mannequinism. Mannequinism is basically when you turn into a hard plastic shell. They say it's from not being politically active. For me, it started when I didn't register to vote. And then I stopped volunteering, and before I knew it, I wasn't doing anything. And that's when I found a small patch of plastic on my right shoulder.
Protect yourself from mannequinism. Log on to fightmannequinism.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Don and Mike Show.
What's the word from Planet Crackpot?
The Don and Mike Show.
Coming up, handsome man recaps news in pleasing baritone. Stay tuned for this and more.
Yeah. It's the home of Helen Lehos and her 14-karat gold corduroys. The Don and Mike Show.
You're goddamn right.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Bonano-rama. We made these chicks stand outside the radio station one day.
In the rain.
Wow. They were real hot. They had like 5 hit records, and they went to Jack Diamond's show first.
That was a no-no.
Yeah. So then we had Bananarama. It was pouring.
Was it even rain. Jack Diamond back then?
It might have been whoever was on before.
It was another morning show.
Anyway, we had Bananarama out at the back speaker, at the back door of the radio station.
Right.
We were saying stuff to them like, say you're sorry for going on the other show first. Mm-hmm. And you would hear from outside, beep.
We're sorry. We didn't mean... Can we please come in? Can we please come in?
Our great claim to fame, we would not allow Bananarama to come on our studio.
No, we had our standards. We stuck our ground on that one.
Good.
Stood our ground.
Way to keep those girls out.
Screw them. And now with plenty of time for a nice, big, full segment, here is your friend Buzz. Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Donna Mike. It has been a scary week at 1600 Mockingbird Avenue, and somebody's about to become a ghost. Vice Presidential Chief of Staff Scooter Libby is resigning after being officially charged today with lying to a grand jury.
Brother, what can I do to help you?
And although the president's right-hand man, Karl Rove, was not indicted today, he's been told he's still being investigated. Both men are suspected of revealing the identity of a CIA spook to get political revenge on her husband. That's a felony.
Well, you said.
I said she's the CIA spook.
Here is Scooter's statement. It's another.
Put a spell on you.
Scooter Libby.
That's right. Why? And because the man already indicted got his information.
Did you ask him why?
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 Send this out to Arch Campbell.
Stop the things you do.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's
George Michael.
Right, I'm sorry.
George Michael.
There you go. Hey, George, you got a package in the mail from Rob, incidentally, coming.
Yeah, wonderful.
Like anyway, hi, Buzz.
Hi.
Hey.
Now, because the man already indicted got his information from Vice President Dick Cheney, the investigation now raises questions about a bigger issue. What steps did Cheney's office take in building the phony baloney case about WMDs to get us into the war in Iraq? That's what the disagreement was about between Cheney and the husband of the CIA agent.
Excuse me.
Yes?
What does WebMD have to do with this?
No, not WebMD, WMD.
Because I love
Weapons Mass Destruction.
Do you like WebMD?
You
like the WebMD?
You ever get the rash?
Yeah.
You don't know why you got the rash. You go to the WebMD.
You get on the net and you can find out about anything that ails you.
You seen the pictures of the guy from Survivor? Whoa.
He's not on there.
You type in discharge and click find.
Hey,
it comes right up.
We're talking with Jeff Probst of Survivor fame. Jeff, is it tough to walk?
What about the shorts?
Can you tie it in a knot?
Is it tough? You know, when you're around pretties?
Dames?
The clothing rack. Why?
We're talking with Jeff Probst. Do you bust the rubbers?
Is it tough being you?
It has been a scary week. The White House canceled today's press briefing. Karl Rove, who's still twisting in the wind, canceled some more public appearances.
It's been a scary week, wasn't it?
He and Scooter have both beefed up their teams of lawyers, hiring criminal attorneys.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, here is Scooter.
I put a spell on you.
Why?
Why, sir?
The president went to Norfolk, Virginia to speak about...
God, you're ugly.
The White House was buckling down. The president went to Norfolk, Virginia to speak about terrorism today, where he was avoided by that state's Republican candidate for governor, a guy who normally, in such a close race, could have used an extra push from the president. The president will spend the weekend at Camp David. The former great pumpkin of the House, Tom DeLay, is rising up against those who've charged him with breaking campaign finance laws. In a letter to his remaining supporters, DeLay accuses his accusers of the politics of personal destruction. See how he turns that around? It's called denial. In his letter, DeLay writes, "We are witnessing the criminalization of conservative politics."
That's their big thing. You hear that everywhere, especially on the Fox News channel.
DeLay make denial
derage.
On the news. In other news...
Hey, Buzz, thanks for playing along.
The congressman admits he failed to obey Congress's rules about reporting all of his contributions to his legal defense fund, the defense fund he set up to argue that he didn't break the rules before that, which is like covering a bounce check with another rubber check.
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Pumpkinhead. Here he is with his mugshot. Tom DeLay.
I put a spell on you. God, you're ugly.
Yeah, just wait a second. Why? You're going to ask Tom DeLay why.
It's your mind.
He didn't have any rhyme or reason when he was doing that. No. But it's the best over-modulated song I've ever heard.
That makes it scarier.
Mm-hmm. Screaming Jay Hawkins.
After a stormy relationship, modern science has finally broken up with that bitch Kansas. Two leading science groups, the National Academy of Sciences and the National Science Teachers Association, have told the Kansas Board of Education it may no longer use their copyrighted materials.
Carry on, my wayward son.
The Kansas School Board wanted to keep using a little science, as it also now teaches Judeo-Christian creationism in its science classes.
How long do we get to the point of no return?
You got him. I'm better on Foreigner than I am
All we are
Kansas.
is dust in the wind.
Wow.
And I'm out. Thank you. Good night.
Now, the scientists used some of their highfalutin education to write Kansas an ominous breakup note.
I would have said feels like the first time, but that would have been Foreigner.
That's Foreigner.
Always got those two confused.
Well, that's because you're cold as ice.
But I am willing to sacrifice.
And you've got double vision. But you are hot-blooded. And Mike, I've been waiting for a girl like you.
Wow.
And that was the end.
Well,
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't
No, it
that the end?
Won't you say you will? Say you will.
Yeah,
say
you're
you
right.
won't.
You're
And, you know, this coming weekend, we set the clock back. That means it'd be Blue Morning, Blue. It's not Blue Monday. It's Blue Morning, Blue Day.
Right.
Wow.
Won't you see things?
Wow, that's impressive.
My way.
You got it. You got the Rolodex up
And you
there.
know what all that is worth?
What?
Dick.
I disagree.
I know all of those Foreigner titles, and it means dick.
Yeah,
Call Jeff Probst and tell him.
So the scientists in their letter to Kansas said Kansas' recent decisions about what will and won't be taught in science class will, quote, put the students of Kansas at a competitive disadvantage as they take their place in the world.
I'm over here now.
Yeah, like that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And while you're getting ready for your party, a new survey by Jane Magazine shows that today's hip, happening young bachelorette just wants a guy to shut up and get busy.
How about that?
Modern bachelorettes just want a guy to shut up and get busy. The survey involved single women in their 20s, and Jane's readers...
Well, sorry. Let's her out.
Jane's readers have spoken, claiming they think about sex almost as much as men, and claiming they'd like more.
Jane, stop this crazy thing.
More than half the women also said they like it quiet during lovemaking. If there has to be music, they say they prefer jazz or Norah Jones. 1 in 5 said they'd do it for money.
God, that reminds me of Frida. You know, that's the one thing. It's like
Norah Jones or music?
No,
jazz?
just, you know, it's like, God, you want to just make me Mr. Softy? Okay, why don't we just turn your goddamn Luther Vandross up to like 12 so I really can't concentrate when it's here and now?
Yeah, you know what would have helped you is Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Goddamn right.
When it's time for sex, Screaming Jay Hawkins.
And don't forget, Mike says, face down, ass up.
I put a spell on you.
That's the way we like to. But I have one question.
Why?
Because you're mine.
There's no rhyme. You're right. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
He could hit it. He'll hit it now. You be able to hit it.
Yeah.
I'll hit it later.
Okay.
I'll hit that thing later.
Hit it
Of
hard.
course. See, that's the thing there. See, I can't do that either. Go on, hit it now.
No, I hit it
Come
later.
on, see, that's the
Hit it
thing.
now.
You gotta have that. Come on, do it for me.
No.
Hit it now.
No, you don't want me to really hit it now. I'll do it later when you're not expecting it.
Of course.
In the Jane Magazine survey, 1 in 5 women said they'd do it for money. Over a third said
Hey, how are you whores doing out there, huh?
Don't play that Screaming Jay Hawkins anymore.
Okay, like I don't understand reverse psychology,
Yeah,
like I'm not your 5-year-old.
I understand.
Okay, all right, here you go. This now is Mike O'Mara at the end of a Friday night.
I put a spell on you.
When he's out at his club, it's Hispanic night tonight, and Mike will look at all the Hispanics, and he will say,
Because you're mine.
It is a little tricky.
no.
But you did it before. You did it earlier.
God, see, you pressure
He got
me.
carried away with the content.
You pressure me into it. And it's hard. And I even got a plug-in for your goddamn Mexican restaurant.
And you upgraded it to a club.
Club.
Club
We're a little
O'Mara.
worried about the club.
Club Mike.
Yes.
Don't worry about the club.
Sorry, Buzz.
It's quite all right. Jane Magazine sex survey. Over a third of the women said they had cheated on a partner at some point.
That would be perfect, wouldn't it? A third of a woman.
Nearly a third.
I'd take that.
Was that a dismemberment joke?
Yes, it was.
Take it as you want.
My God.
Nearly a third of the women said they had enjoyed a threesome.
Soul as black as 1,000 midnights.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
Over the club.
Over a third of the women said they would tell their friends about you. You know, And 1 in 4...
Oh, like how good you are or how bad
Or how bad, yeah,
Okay.
either one.
I got you.
And 1 in 4 say they wouldn't mind seducing Jude Law the way the nanny did.
Well, again, I hate to keep bringing up Frida, but let's face it, here's what she would say about me.
What a great guy he is.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
I laid the wood to her. I knew how to do it.
That's nice.
And you could open the car door from, like, wherever you were in the building.
But she would put on Luther Vandross, and it would be just like a kite with no wind.
Quoting the editor of the magazine, what struck me most was how enthusiastic the responses were.
Right, from Jane Curtin magazine.
That's a perfect story for you.
I'll tell you what about that Jane. She's got an addiction, man.
She does.
Yeah. Perfect Halloween treat for a lot of...
She says that it's over.
Are you going to sneeze?
Bless you.
I thought you were going to say.
Oh, my
Bless
God. You know, it's the cold and flu season.
Yes, it is.
You just got boogers all over that microphone.
Sorry, Peter.
That's not his mic. That's Dave Munsel's mic.
Sorry, Dave. Sorry, Puck.
In a Halloween treat for a lot of grown-ups, a new study says smoking marijuana is far less likely to cause lung cancer than smoking tobacco.
And now let's hear from noted pothead. You loved him from the movies. Here he is, everybody. Cheech Marin.
I put a spell on you.
Now, Chief, you did all these movies about pot. I'd ask you, why? That was close.
Very
Yeah.
Close don't count.
That's tough.
It is tough.
God damn it.
It's really a tough one to hit.
It is. There's no rhyme or reason.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, blah, 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 blah. Current temperature now, Midtown, 42 at KHJ.
I put a spell on you.
So I was talking with Robert W. Morgan, I was talking with Night Train Lane, and I asked John Landecker, I said, why?
All right, there.
That's what you got to do. You got to
kind of trail it off.
Do
Stretch it a little,
the why.
Right.
Why?
Well, according to this...
Why? Whoa. Why? Whoa.
But according
Hi there, Billy Big Boys.
According to this study, both kinds of cigarettes...
How's this newscast going?
Oh,
guys?
I think it's going great.
Don't you love it when we... Here's the thing. Poor Buzz gets screwed. Either it's a clock issue, where we say, we've only got like 9 minutes in this break, or I come to him and I say, guess what? Great news. Segment of news tonight for almost 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I really do. I always feel bad when we screw the White Rabbit.
I think we get it done.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are dressing as the White Rabbit.
I am
at
from Alice in
Shondel's
Wonderland, because I sing that song by Jefferson Airplane. Right?
I think
White
Rabbit. Frankly, I think your news is fascinating every day.
Well, I appreciate
but I think we know you got an agenda of next stepping, and you stepped on quite a few necks today. Why don't you take a moment and sing a little White Rabbit for us? I think we'd all rather hear that than whatever news you have prepared.
Do we have? We don't have any instrumentation for this, or you want White Rabbit a cappella?
Yeah, one pill makes you nervous,
makes you smaller, and one pill makes you tall.
Okay, hold on. Again from the top, ladies and gentlemen, the Halloween stylings of Buzz Girdley.
One pill makes you smaller, and one pill makes you tall. But the ones that mother give you don't do anything at all. Ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. Thank you.
Bravo.
Now, come on, go all the way to...
I don't know. I have
just
to
go
study
to
the
the
lyrics.
end. Go ask Alice. Come on, he's got the big end.
I can't remember. I can't just jump in there.
Do your other great hit. They're coming to take me away.
My favorite.
Oh, for Halloween, I think that's pretty appropriate.
Okay.
Buzz
Burbank.
Remember when you ran away and I got on my knees and begged you not to leave because I go berserk?
Yes.
Well, you left me anyhow, and then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.
Yeah!
They're coming to take me away. Ha-ha, they're coming to take me away. Ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny farm, where life is beautiful all the time, and I can see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away. Ha-ha.
Yeah!
Yeah.
I love that.
What's next? We got a break.
I have no idea. I want to finish this. Can I? We'll break here, and I'll try to squeeze this in when we come back.
I mean,
I had a really good story. I was in the middle
What's
of
more important?
Was that the Jane Sex thing?
No, we finished that.
All right, what's this one?
Go
we
ahead.
were on to the one that said marijuana far less likely to cause lung cancer than smoking tobacco.
Very important. All right, go ahead.
The THC in pot seems to neutralize the cancer process. Tobacco seems to boost it. So says Dr. Robert Melamed of the University of Colorado. Quoting Dr. Bob, THC turns down the carcinogenic potential. While all the chemicals in the smoke,
you're ugly.
Chemicals in all smoke cause the body to generate.
Yeah, right. I'm pulling your wang!
What, Buzz?
I don't know. We're out of time.
3FM.
Spell on you.
When we come back, tombstone decorations for your yard the kids will love.
Oh, good.
I tell you what, anyone that would like, what do they say? It's a transcript. A transcript of this show. Send 1995 to Kiss the Bad Spot. P.O. Box 6969.
Care of Screaming Jay Hawkins.
We will be right back. Thank you, Buzz.
This is the Don and Mike Show.